Now I have sour grape Four Loko in my mouth, and I'm about to drink Modelo Chelada with tahini.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Here we are.
here we are.
Back in the US of A.
Uh-huh.
Didn't wait 6 months to make a podcast about our adventures.
No, we waited an extra week,
Yeah.
but
Life was crazy when we got back. It was busy, and we just dove right back in. So Jacob is drinking a Four Loko right now. He comes home from Quick Star to get some beverages for our podcast, and I see him hiding something in the fridge, and I'm like, what is it? It's a sour grape Four Loko.
it's really actually not that good.
I just tried it. The during taste is not good, but I'm not going to lie. The aftertaste, grape's like one of my favorite flavors of things, especially carbonated beverages. Mm-hmm. What was it? Welch's grape when I was working at Bible camp
Welch's ain't carbonated.
They have a Welch's, isn't it Welch's grape soda?
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I think it is. Oh,
I ain't never had
it'd be
no
a hot
Welch's grape
day.
soda.
I'd work at the paddle boat dock all day. I'd go up to the canteen stand. I'd get myself a freaking Welch's grape soda, and I would chug it.
Did you get it yourself? Or
So that's what it
some
kinda reminded
boys
me of.
buy it for you?
No, I
Some
bought it
Bible
myself.
school boys.
I was a counselor.
So,
No, I'd buy it myself.
did you get paid for that?
For what?
Being a counselor?
You know, I think we did a little, but I think it was honestly like, I remember it didn't even fund like my snacks for the week. I think it was like $30 a week. I just did it. My friends did it
Yeah.
too. So, and it was all summer. I did it for an entire summer.
Well, bought you some grape soda.
It did.
So
I'm trying
that's
to think
nice.
what the other snack is I would always get. I have very fond memories. Youth Haven Bible Camp in old Appalachia, Kentucky.
Bible camp ruled, actually. I'm not going to lie. We went to Wesleyan Bible Camp, and it was actually pretty sick. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun activities and stuff. It was
We
cool.
had a big pond with a water slide built into the hill, and it had paddle boats, and then we had, gosh, I'm trying to think. Oh, we had horses there.
Damn, was this in Kentucky?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You're a
Did I
counselor when you're that young?
Yeah, I was like a junior counselor. So the only time I was like, there was only 1 week with a certain group that I was actually a counselor, but I worked in the kitchen, or like every week. It was every week for a whole summer. So every week we were on a different like workforce. So I'd either do kitchen or the paddle boats. I never did the horses because I didn't know anything about horses. One time I had to do cleaning duty, and I had to clean all the shower houses. That was not fun.
Yuck.
So yeah, basically we would be at camp
adolescence.
during the day. Like when I was on kitchen duty, you had to help with all 3 meals, but the rest of the time you literally just got to hang out at the camp. And we stayed in our own bunk cabins, like all the counselors did, the workers. It was so fun.
Sometimes I wish we had like a not church related summer camp. Well, actually, I guess I did. It's called Alamo Scouts Summer Camp. But that was less about having fun and more about like struggling and working together, trying to. That's not very good, huh? You don't like that?
I'm trying to like
You
it.
can't even listen to my story about Alamo
I'm
Scouts.
so sorry. I shouldn't have taken a drink then. Yes.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It was more about suffering and learning how to deal with that,
Yeah,
and adversity and dealing with that. But that's where I had my first dip. I was 11 years old.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
I didn't like get in trouble there. I didn't do like bad things, but I did get my first boyfriend from that Bible camp. Yeah, I mean like the
How
boy
many
camp.
chairs did you carry?
We had a chapel. We didn't put up chairs.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. I love those videos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that was
Actually, no, really nothing. That was actually a pretty good influential place on me now that I think about it.
nice.
Pretty normal. Like, yeah,
Boyfriend
there's
sucked,
boys.
though, didn't he?
No.
Why aren't you still with him then?
Well, I think I was 13, so.
Wasn't that cool? Anyways, Bible camp's fun. Summer camps are fun. Learn a
just went-
lot.
We just went to France camp.
Actually, I'm trying to think. I think I had one of my first girlfriends from Alamo Scout summer camp, actually.
There was girls?
Yeah, precisely 3 girls.
Oh, wow. I bet the boys did really, they either probably picked on him really hard or had a crush on him and picked on him even harder because of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
that.
We all got along really well, everyone there. There's a couple of shit turds. I saw Galen Kilson. He was the one that ran. He's one of my biggest mentors growing up. He was an Alamo Scout in World War II, which is an actual military organization back in World War II. He was like I guess you could say like a reconnaissance team. They went out and they found like, Japanese artillery, sunk behind enemy lines, found Japanese artillery and called it in and destroyed them and stuff, got them destroyed. And he's actually on a bunch of POW raids. He's on the raid at Cabana Tawan.
What's POW?
Prisoner of war.
Oh.
So he was on a bunch. Actually, when he got out of the military, he was the most raid. Like he's been on the most raids out of any American in history.
What?
Yeah, POW raids. So essentially,
Wow.
he helped save the most POWs out of anyone in history. But he's on the raid at Cabana Tawan. That was a big one. As towards the end of World War II, when you ever heard of the Bataan Death March?
Nope.
So the Bataan Death March, they basically a bunch of prisoners of war that the Japs had. They made them march from one camp to another, and it was like 500 miles or something like that. I can't remember. Maybe it's 50 miles. I don't know. Long ways. 50 to 500, probably right around there. And it's a super long march, but they're all like very malnutritioned, malnourished, dehydrated, and a lot of them died on the way. Like, a lot of them died. And they like if you were slagging behind, they just take you over and shoot you. If you were slowing down the group essentially. And the ones that made it, they were treated even worse once they got there as a prison camp, and they had to work really hard, not getting fed. I don't know how much they got fed. A handful of rice or something like that. Maybe.
This is World War II?
Yeah. Yeah, the Japs did not treat them very well. And so basically, towards the end of World War II, they set up this raid on Cabana Tawan, which is the prison camp. And it was Army Rangers and Alamo Scouts. And the Alamo Scouts did all the reconnaissance for it. Like, they stayed out there before they got out there first. So Cabana Tawan, the way it's set up was like the prison camp. Then you had a huge, vast area of openness, and then it was like woods and shit. 'Cause it's on this island, in the Philippines. I think it's in the Philippines, Filipino islands somewhere. But anyways, essentially they sat there and they scouted it and watched it for a long time, trying to learn all the guards' habits and see if there's any weak points in security. And I think a couple of the Alamo Scouts, they even got to the point, because in the open area was a field. They had field workers out in the fields. So the Alamo Scouts actually dressed up. A couple of them dressed up as workers, and they would just try to like fake work the field, and they would be getting like closer and closer to the fence, and they ended up getting like feet away from the fence, like super close, like really close, good eyes on, to get an idea of numbers of POWs they need to save and guard positions and all that stuff. And then they did a raid and stormed in there with the Army Rangers and saved, I think it's like, that's where I was getting 500 from. I think it was over 500 POWs that they saved.
Holy shit,
in one
that's
go.
a lot.
There's a movie about it called The Great Raid.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, pretty decent movie. And a book written about Galen Kittleson. Charles W. Sasser wrote it, and he wrote a bunch of military books.
Really?
Yeah, called Raider.
Wow.
Just an autobiography
I wish
about
I could have
Galen.
met him.
He was the shit.
Yeah, you've had some good
amazing.
stories about him.
He was amazing, but he didn't give a fuck either. So like us kids in the Alamo Scouts. So essentially he got through World War II. He got out of the Army after World War II, and he went back home, and then Korea happened, the Korean War. And he's like, oh, damn it. I should have been there. So he actually re-enlisted in the Army, and he was early Green Beret. Bless you.
Thank you.
So he was really early Green Beret, rejoined the Army, got in the Army Special Forces, then he went to Vietnam. And he conducted a couple different POW raids in Vietnam as well. So he's just a bad motherfucker.
Just a badass.
Yeah, and then he retired from the Army, came home, farmed, and then started this group called the Alamo Scouts in homage to his first like special operations team he was a part of, and named it Alamo Scouts and just trained children to be fucking badasses too.
I love that.
It was awesome. And we dressed in BDU, like battle dress uniforms, like old school, like jungle uniforms and shit. We had to dress, like, shine our boots before we went and everything. And we did summer camp every year is a week long. But we did, like, rappelling. Had to rappel from a 60-foot tower twice in order to get our rappelling tab. Then we had to do slide for life twice, like 2 full slides, which
What's
is
that?
you're in a quarry and you had a cable, like a metal cable from the top of this.
Oh, so you're like zip lining.
Just zip lining down in this quarry, and then you had to drop in the water. And then we had that, and then a knot tying, a bunch of other stuff. You essentially would be awarded in tabs. If you didn't complete them, then they'd cut your tab off, or you get awarded a tab. But yeah, it was awesome. Taught me a lot of stuff. And during the rappelling tower and stuff, there's this one girl. She did not want to do it. She was very scared.
She cry?
She's crying out there. She's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. She's freaking out on top of the 60-foot tower. So Galen's like yelling at her, like, just go. It's safe. Like, we got you down here. It's safe. It's fine. And she won't do it. She's like, I can't do it. And he's like, okay, I'll be up there. He climbs all the way up there. And he's like talking to her and like patting on her shoulder and stuff. And she's like calming down. He's just like looking at her. He's like, okay, yep. And he just throws her over, shoves her down. And the belay, like, so on the bottom, we were rappelling with ropes.
Yeah.
We had to make a Swiss seat. It was made out of ropes, and we had to sit down in it. And we'd run the rappelling rope down. And if you fell, then the person on the bottom would pull it and it'd break you and just stop you. So he braked her and stopped her. He's like, oh, you're already down, so might as well finish it out. He's just like throwing kids overboard. And it's nuts. Yeah,
I love that. I wish we could do more stuff like that. Just in life with kids in general. Not saying you need to throw them all off.
Some kids need thrown off, though.
But some of them do. And just in general, like, just a little, I don't know, more badass and tougher, Yeah. Like, we're all about gentle parenting and emotions and all this. And it's like, sometimes you just got to say fuck it and you got to push them.
Sometimes you got to push kids off towers.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to bully kids a little bit. Bullying isn't entirely bad. Like, it's like there's a big push probably when we were younger, like anti-bullying stuff, which I'm not saying bullies are good by any means, but a little bit of adversity in children's lives is a good thing. Yeah. And learning how to overcome adversity is a good thing. And if you remove all adversity from children's lives, you raise them in this nerfed world where they get out into the real world. And the second someone says something like even remotely mean, not even mean, like criticizing or anything like that, which you get criticized constantly in the real world. That's what bosses do when you work jobs. They just like freak out and shut down. It's like, that's not good. Sets
them up for failure. I will say, so there's a lot of videos I've seen online where it talks about how, well, we're millennials. So what would it be? Gen Z. That's the one underneath us. Mm-hmm. So there's like a couple things. There's like, I don't know if you've seen videos, the Gen Z stare that they do. And like people will do skip videos of it. And it's like you go to Starbucks and you ask for something and they don't understand what you mean. They just stare at you with this like dumbfounded face. Like they don't say, wait, like millennials will be like, oh, like, I'm sorry. I don't know if I understand what that is. Like, could you explain it better? And Gen Zers will just stare and be like, what?
Just lock up on you.
Yeah. But also another thing is that, they kind of did start this wave of an interesting, like, I almost like they don't give a fuck when it comes to workplaces, and that millennials don't seem to have, where it's like, say we want to quit a job and we're going to put in our 2 weeks and our boss asks if we'll stay a month. We usually will try to, and we'll do all of that. Even if they've treated us really poorly and it's like not a good job, we want out of there. We people please too much. And Gen Zers are like, nope, I fucking quit yesterday. No 2 week. Like they kind of in the sense have that like no fuck mentality when it comes to certain things. But yeah, like the whole wave of like the super gentle parenting, and it goes the same with like the participation awards and all that. It's like, fuck that.
I also think that Gen Z, when they have that like not giving a fuck attitude about like being treated like shit in a workplace, which is good. I think like, if you're not happy where you're working, then you should leave and find something that you do like. But that's also because, like, so if you look back in past generations, like boomers, they're just very much like you get a decent job, you stay there forever no matter what. They're very job loyal. Gen X was essentially kind of similar, we're in that aspect. Millennials were kind of starting to break away from that. Like it's not as like frowned upon if you quote unquote like job hop. it's kind of like, okay, you're just trying to find where you're happier at when it comes to work. And it's because you're spending like 8 hours of your day minimum at work. Like, majority of your life you're spending at work, which is crazy. But it's like one of those things where if you're not happy there, then it sucks. And we're like younger generations are starting to realize that. Starting with millennials, I think, but Gen Z is really going after it. Where they're like, fuck you, then I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But it's also on the caveat to that is because there's a lot of jobs that need workers. There's not a lot of workers.
Yep.
And I think it's also because a lot of the baby boomer generation is finally fucking retiring. And Gen X is getting a little bit older too. Like they're all starting to get older. And baby boomers was a huge generation. So there's a lot of workers and not a lot of work. So they were like, hey, you find a good job, you stay there. Because you might not have this if you leave.
Yep.
Millennials and Gen Z, we have it made right now where there's a lot of work and not a lot of workers.
Yep. That's
so we kind of have our pick of the litter where it's like, okay, I'm not going to sit here in this job that's paying $13 an hour and get treated like shit when I can go work anywhere for $13+ an hour anymore.
Quick start.
So why the fuck would I stay working here when I can work over there just as easy and get treated a little bit better and get paid a little bit more, if not similarly? It's like $13 an hour is not that much money anymore.
And how fortunate is it now that like you don't like for I don't even know how many years now. It's like good help's hard to find is kind of the statement where it's like everywhere is constantly hiring. They can't get enough help. They can't keep enough help. And that's like across the board entirely. And, you know, it used to be, a time like I remember when I was a kid hearing adults talk about like it's hard to find a job or even a job that's hiring depending on, you know, what area you're at. And so, how fortunate, you know, for people looking for jobs that they don't have to have that conundrum of like, well, I got to take this shit ass job where they treat me terribly and I don't like it.
The pay is decent, the benefits are fine.
And I need a job. I've been looking for months, you know, something like that. So.
No, it's good. It's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing economically. It's a weird situation where we need workers and we don't have enough work, but at the same time, like, and the flip side of that is like if you're a half-assed decent worker, you're gonna look pretty goddamn good when you go into a job and you start working. Like your boss is gonna love you. You're probably gonna get treated better because they've dealt with a lot of shitty workers essentially. That's why they're importing a lot of illegals too. You know, not only do like Democrats want votes, but they also want, you know, cheaper labor.
Yeah.
You know, and I get that too. I do, but at the same time, like I thought we kind of did away with the slave thing, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying. I thought we're done with that.
We've already gone off on like 3 tangents. Yeah. It's not why we're here.
Well, it is why we're here. The podcast that's what podcasts are for, is talking. You know?
But topic.
No. We are here to watch Ashley drink this beer that she doesn't like.
I don't know about this.
She doesn't like that.
I want to like it, but it's a Modelo Chelada, and I love Bloody Marys. Love them with my whole heart. I love bad Bloody Marys. And so I was thinking, like, okay, if I rim this with tahini and like dress it up a little, but I think it's the fizz.
Go sprinkle some damn hot sauce in there.
No, like I think the flavor's okay. It's really carbonated.
Yeah, it's beer.
So it's a carbonated poor man's Bloody Mary.
Yeah, it's beer, Ashley.
I know. It just looked good on
Bloody
the shelf.
Marys are with vodka.
I know. I'm trying. I'm going to drink it. Maybe by the end of this glass, I'll like it.
I like Cheladas.
I'm really good at making myself like things that I want to like, but I don't initially like.
But tomato juice gives me heartburn.
I'm so thankful it doesn't give me heartburn.
It gives me heartburn. This Four Loko is going to give me heartburn.
Yeah, it is. You already had heartburn, too.
I did, but I ate 2 Tums.
Extra
strength.
You're going to need a couple more, I think.
Extra strength and acids. Anyways, so we did go to France.
We did.
For 10 days?
Basically, 9, but you had traveling in. So, yeah, basically.
We left the 18th and came back the 28th.
No, we came back 27th. So 9 days.
Is it 27th? I thought it was the 28th.
I thought it was the 28th.
Oh, I went back to work the 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went there.
So 9 days. So do you want to give the breakdown? Because I'll probably not say it right and you'll get mad at me.
I don't even know what the breakdown is, so I don't think you can say it wrong.
Getting there and getting and all that good stuff. The initial, like, what the fuck? What do you mean?
I'm trying to.
What do you mean you don't know what a breakdown means?
No, I know what it means. I don't know what you're wanting. Yeah, I'll take it. I got it. I got
and that's the thing. And then women bitch about mansplaining. I talk about like, do you want to do the breakdown? You're like, I don't even know what that is.
I didn't say I don't know what a breakdown is.
So now I have to give you a breakdown. I have to mansplain what that word even means.
That lampshade behind you is crooked. It's going to drive me crazy.
Oh. I'm just joking. So but that is funny.
That is hilarious. So I'm trying to remember what all we talked about in the pre-France one. I remember we talked about how we kind of were being a little chaotic about it because we didn't have like hotels booked, and we decided we were going to make a little mini vacay at the front and back end of the hunt. And so, yeah, we flew there. We flew into Paris. Yeah, we got to kind of start from the beginning here, I guess. So we were fortunate. We had direct flights, great flights. It was through Air France, which is operated by Delta. So they were good flights. I don't think we've taken the worst of the worst, I think, when we took Ethiopian Airlines to Africa. Mm-hmm. So we always have that to compare anything to, any misfortune. We're like, well, it's not as bad as Ethiopian Airlines.
Yeah, which Ethiopian Airlines wasn't as bad as my trip to Afghanistan, but that was also military. It's just, I got it early on, like a really terrible flights.
That was really bad. Yeah.
But yes, Ethiopian for as much as we've traveled together.
That was bad.
Rough. It really sucks. I didn't pay to go to Afghanistan. I was paying to go to South Africa.
Yeah.
So I paid Ethiopian Airlines the money in the flight that I paid for. Below ass.
And we're very easy to please. Like,
not that hard.
We're pretty simple folk about it, but like when you're
understood, they give us plenty of alcohol.
And like with Ethiopian though, when my entire seat cushion was broken,
unacceptable.
And we're talking a 19-hour flight. Mm-hmm. My seat doesn't recline. The TV was broken. Mm-hmm. My table that came out was all rickety and everything. I mean, it was like really bad.
It was rough.
It was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Yeah, never.
That's a negative 10.
Yeah,
that was a terrible flight.
Yeah,
it's probably the worst flight I ever paid for. Honestly, 100%,
oh for sure.
Right, it's worse than Frontier.
Yeah, I've taken like obviously you can't take Frontier International, but right. I think from like the Frontier and I think I've taken Southwest or Spirit. I've taken Spirit. I can confidently say I would have chosen a Spirit International flight over the Ethiopian one.
Absolutely.
Like, Spirit is cheap as shit. The seats are like plastic. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no TVs or anything. But it was worse having like this seat that's supposed to have all these things affixed, and every item on it's broken, and it's janky, and it's rickety, and it's poking you. And it was
and Spirit is cheap as fuck. Spirit and Frontier. Qatar or Ethiopian Airlines wasn't really that much cheaper. It was cheaper. It was cheap enough where we're like, yeah, maybe we should try this out. But it wasn't so cheap where it's like, hey, I can deal with this broken thing, and that broken thing, and this bad service, and that bad service because of how cheap it was. It wasn't that cheap. Mm-mm. The flight was cheaper than the cost. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's terrible. So, anyways,
Air France was great.
Air France is great.
We had a direct flight, which was fabulous. Mm-hmm. So we took an overnight flight. We had a 9-hour direct flight into Paris. So we knew, because ChatGPT made our whole itinerary for us, we knew once we got to the Paris airport, because we booked train tickets like 2 days before we left, that we were going to take a train from Paris to Toulouse, because it was Toulouse is in the south of France. And so it's a really big city, but south of that is where we were going to be hunting. And that's where everybody else was flying into 2 days after we got there. So we get a train, we get it booked. And that was kind of hard because public transportation is so huge in France. So there was a lot of options and a lot of different things and a lot of stations. And they're all in French. So we navigated it. We figured out, we're like, okay, we had it all written down. We're like, we're going to get off our plane. And in the airport there, we've got to get on, what was it, the RERB.
Yep.
And then from the RERB, we got to get off and get on the metro. Mm-hmm. And the metro is going to take us to the train station. And that's where we get on our 5-hour train. Mm-hmm. And like the train we got like first class because it was super cheap. And we're like, oh, it's going to be 5 hours. We're going to go through the whole country of France, literally. So we went ahead and upgraded that. I think it was like $100.
Well, I think it was I think it was like $20 or $30 more than the standard seats. So
Oh, economy, yeah.
Yeah, so
but
it's
like
like
the whole ticket
whatever.
itself, like
Oh yeah,
it was a 5-hour train ride. So
pretty cheap. It was
yeah.
like, I think it was. You know, it was $100 each, so 200
Yeah.
some odd bucks together.
So we get done with our overnight flight, and we start trying to navigate how to get into the train portion of the airport.
Yeah, so because it's the RERB.
Yeah.
We got to get to there.
So we figure it out, and we get to this like place where there's no people. There's no person. There's these kiosks.
Well, plenty of people.
Oh, people getting on, no workers.
No.
And so we're like trying to figure it out. There's another girl that just got off her flight, another American, and she was also trying to figure it out. We ended up having to ditch her. She was just dead weight.
She's
We're
from
like
Chicago. She's like, yeah.
She was like kind of hanging on our coattails, and we helped a little, and then we realized we just kind of got to figure it out ourselves.
Listen here, bitch. We don't even know what we're doing.
Oh,
all right.
We were so nice.
Yeah, we were.
So
nice.
we find this
bitch,
QR code.
it'd
We
be funny if I
scan
did.
it. We have to buy tickets. So we're trying to buy the tickets, and the tickets you can only buy like 5 minutes ahead of the train leaving. Remember that? Like,
Oh yeah,
they were only.
I remember. I was there. I bought them.
Yeah.
I tried
so-
figuring out. You're like looking around. I'm like, I'm going to do this.
I'm
and
looking
I
for
figured that
pocket
out.
picketers.
Yeah. Ashley was keeping guard. And I was buying it. I'm like, fuck, I don't know. The latest ticket I can buy. Like, this shit's, every time it refreshes, that it changes because everything's going so fast. There's people running around everywhere, all crazy. So I bought the latest ones we could. And like, the train's leaving in 10 minutes.
And we didn't even
Then
know.
we couldn't get on the motherfucker.
Yeah. So we buy them, and we go up to this like kiosk thing where you have to scan it. Again, there's no people. This is all just like self-automated, and they're not working. And then it tells us it's too late to.
Well, I couldn't get the fucking ticket on my phone.
Yeah.
So I bought the shit. And then it was like, thank you for your purchase. I'm like, where's the ticket, dumbass?
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't show me the ticket part.
Yeah. And then once we got the ticket pulled up, it was too late. The train,
too
it
late.
said your ticket's invalid.
Yep.
So then we did it all over again, and it worked.
Yeah.
But it was, no,
But
that's
we
what it
found
was.
a different page where you could buy a little bit later of a ticket, but it was still kind of rushed. We bought
Yeah.
one that was leaving in like 25 minutes. And we're like, oh, fuck. Okay.
And meanwhile, in the airport, it keeps coming over the intercom. And I knew very well, we were very prepared. Like, we weren't prepared hotel-wise, but like mentally. We knew that, especially in like the Paris area and the airports and the transportation, like pocket picketing is huge. A lot of them, before you get on the train, like stealing your phone. If your phone
Pickpocketing.
pickpocketing.
I knew that didn't sound right when you
What
said
did I
it.
say?
Pocket picketing.
Picking the pockets.
Yeah, I know. You said it, and I'm like, that's not right.
So that's like a really, really out of hand thing that happens there. And the big thing that happens is you get on a train, your phone's in your hand, somebody comes and snatches it. And so it's constant.
Snatched. No, I just said it. Like, that was a funny word. I'm sorry.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like really like trying not to have my phone in my hand much. And we're sitting there trying to buy the tickets. I'm trying to make sure we're not both just like staring at our stuff. We've got all our luggage in our backpacks. So what we end up doing is I get the tickets on my phone. We're like, shit. And it's what are the things you have to push and they click to get through? You know, the bars.
Yeah.
How do you explain that? Mm-hmm. You guys all know what I'm talking about. Anyways,
But that wasn't.
that was there.
Yeah.
So,
But I just rode your coattails through because we didn't scan.
Yes.
We didn't scan my ticket.
no.
I just
So,
ran after
because I'm
you.
like, I've got them. We're like, let's go. It leaves in 10 minutes. And we don't know what's beyond these gate things. We can tell you go downstairs. We're like, we don't know. So, yeah, it lets me through, and I'm getting ready to like hand my phone back to Jacob so he can scan it. And he just comes through, and we're like, go. So we run down. We end up in this downstairs, like looks kind of like a subway.
Yeah.
And there's a train on our left that goes one direction and a train on our right that goes the other direction.
And mind you, we don't know which direction we're going.
No.
Like,
We know we need to get to the metro.
I don't even know where north and south is at in this
No.
motherfucker. We're just
And
underground.
We were. And we
Like
were kind of like,
rats.
shit. Like, we're like, we were prepared. We knew this would probably happen because we're like, we have to navigate a system we've never navigated, and it's all in French.
Obviously, we knew that we were in France. And
Yeah.
we knew going into
We
it.
knew it was
that
going to be a little stressful.
We knew going into it that the French don't love talking in other languages. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to figure
So
this out.
all of a sudden we realize like the trains are going to leave here in a second.
But we gave ourselves plenty of time, mind you.
We did.
So that's good.
But once we bought those train tickets, we had 10 minutes to get on one. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, our tickets are invalid. But nobody was checking them.
No, it turns out I kind of understood what kind of were going on, I guess, now. It's kind of like you just kind of jump on. But if Macron is ever listening to this podcast, which I know he's not going to, but he's the president of France, by the way.
Okay.
So if Macron's ever listening, motherfucker, dude, just have it so you can buy a ticket, get in, and then figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Because once you're in, dude. Like, what are we doing here?
Jacob and I look at each other and we're like, it was kind of like a flip a coin moment. And we hopped on one.
Well, we knew how to get the metro, but we didn't know exactly where. But it said like a French name that is kind of like, I can't remember what it was. It was like
Grand
Montparnasse,
yep.
Montparnasse, something or another. And we're like, I don't know. So we found this train. I'm like, that one says Montparnasse, but the other words aren't the same.
Yeah.
Like, well, fuck it.
So we hopped on that one. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we get on, I see this lady and her like preteen, teenage daughter. Yes. And her daughter is taking off her sweatshirt. And on her sweatshirt is like a small embroidered American flag. Mm-hmm. I was like, ooh.
Maybe.
So we sit down and I kind of stare and I'm like scoping them out a little. I was like, I'm going to go ask. And there was other people on it. And it is a lot like a Subway. And so I go over and I'm all nice. And I'm like, excuse me. She speaks English. She's American. But she very much has like a French accent.
So she speaks, I think English was her first language, but she spoke very fluent French. So she kind of had a little bit of a French accent just because she's been in France for so long.
So she starts telling me like, oh yeah. And she takes me up to the doors where it shows the stops and it shows all these stations. There's probably a dozen that we're going to stop at. And none of them say like the metro that we knew we needed to take to get to Montparnasse, yeah. And so I'm asking her, I'm like, can you just tell me which one we should get off on? And so she goes up there, she's like, well, and she's kind of thinking, she's like, you can get off on this one, but it's really difficult there. I was like, that's not for us. This was hard for us.
Well,
she's like,
I think that was the one we were originally supposed to get off of in order to get closer to the metro, but it's just like, she's like, it sucks.
And she saw we had luggage too, and she's like, and she kept thinking, she's like, I think you should get off on this one. So then she like gets this whole plan for us. She's like, get off on this one, and then you'll take the metro, and then you'll end up at the train station. We're like, okay, thank you so much. And we're on the train for like another 5 minutes, and all of a sudden she looks back. She's like, actually, scratch all of that. I'm gonna put you guys on a bus that'll take you directly to the train station. We're like, oh, sure, lady, we've never met. This seems really nice. That speaks English. We will follow you ever. Yeah. So all of a sudden the train starts coming to stop. She's like, okay, follow me. We're like, huh. We get up and we follow her and her daughter. And then, we go up the stairs and sure enough, and I finally ask her name. Her name is Alexandra. And she takes us outside the train station. We're back in the middle of the streets of Paris. And she takes us to a bus stop. And she's like, you can buy it with you can pay with your phone on Apple Pay as soon as you get on the bus. And she's like, this bus is going to make several stops, but it's going to be the very last one. This is what the train station looks like. It's a big, ugly building. I remember her saying that. She's like, get off there and then your train will be there. We're like, perfect. And I thanked her and everything like that. And so, sure enough, we rode that directly to the train station, got there, had plenty of time, and made it on our train to Toulouse. Just fine.
Yeah.
It was stressful.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where we left ourselves plenty of time, but
thank God.
You still like find yourself rushing, even if you have plenty of time in between. But we got all the way there. And I will say, if anyone's planning on going to France anytime real soon, the U.S. did just list France as, not only France, but like a bunch of other European countries too, as a level 2 terrorist threat. And now we realize that you can't even take your luggage, if you have big luggage, onto a train anymore. So we cut it by 2 weeks. We were very close. Where it's like, they just changed that rule with the train stuff. So it's like, if we would have went this week, we would have been kind of fucked. Yeah, we would have had to take a bus. I don't know. Well, that far? Yeah. Well, because basically what's happening Uber over actually is what we would have taken. Probably. It would cost $150. Because it's been all over my For You page, of course.
But yeah, everybody's like revolting against the tourism, and I get it for a lot of it. Like if you really read into it and hear the interviews from the people that are doing all this. So yeah, they're trying to.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even that they're revolting against tourism, because France has been a touristy spot forever and ever and ever. It's not that they're really revolting against it. I'm sorry.
And the other European countries.
Maybe what you're saying.
Yes.
But like as far as like, it's a level 2 threat, terrorist threat, because there's so many fucking immigrants living there.
No, the level 2 came out because of the terrorist attacks against tourists.
Exactly.
Because it all stems from because the people. This is mainly this is really big in like, is it Rome and Italy right now? Because what's happening is the natives there, all the tourists are coming, and so all the housing is going up because everybody's putting up Airbnbs. And all the traffic's backed up because of all the Ubers. And all the restaurants are jacking up their prices because of the tourists, and they'll pay it when the locals can't. So that news article I sent to you, it's because the natives there don't want people vacationing and traveling there anymore because they're driving up all the costs of living.
I don't buy that, because it seems like kind of bullshit, because those have been touristy spots for
Barcelona is a big one.
Those have been touristy spots forever. There's no way that tourism has gotten that much worse.
I think it has. Traveling.
I don't think it has.
Oh, people travel more now than they ever have in the entire.
Exactly right. Yeah, but there's also like a huge influx of fucking like of immigrants from third world countries.
Yes, that's happening a lot in France.
Well, it's not just France. It's all over the European.
Yes,
all over Europe.
But the actual level 2 came out because of the locals against.
So you're telling me that there's just like
they're attacking
straight up Frenchmen that are like, I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, there's videos.
That's not terrorism though. Terrorism is political violence.
They're being violent to tourists. I don't know how to.
I don't know. I don't know.
I believe it whole like. I
don't believe it, because it just hasn't gotten that bad, like tourism.
I think it has. I truly do, because people travel more than they ever have. They have the freedom.
To each their own.
Well, if you'd let me say my whole argument here, I'd get it all out. But yeah, so we missed that by just a couple weeks. So thankfully, so then we get on our train. We go to Toulouse, which. It's a huge city. We didn't even know how big it was.
The train ride was awesome, by the way.
It was.
It was good.
I enjoyed the train. And we took it twice because we flew back out of Paris. So we get to Toulouse. It's nighttime by that point. Yeah. So we get this hotel that we booked on the way, and it's directly across from the train station we're going to get off on, like across the street. And it was the cutest little place. It was so cheap. Yeah. For 2 nights, it was $120. And it was everything we needed. It wasn't anything big and fancy.
No, it didn't have like a giant pool in there or nothing like that. We don't need it.
The room was small, but it was everything we needed.
It was great.
It was cute. It was French.
It was convenient too. Conveniently located.
So convenient.
Right next to the train station, and then there's a bunch of stuff around it that was awesome to go see.
Yeah.
Everything. We walked everywhere.
Yeah. So
we didn't Uber once in Toulouse, did we? No, we didn't.
No. So we get up the next day and we're like, oh, we're going to explore. And we had these spots that we knew we wanted to go to. And Toulouse is kind of it. When I was doing my research, it's one of those underrated, like the south of France in general is one of the underrated places that tourists don't go, but it has some of the most beautiful places. So yeah, we get out the next morning. We're like, oh, we're going to go explore. And did we go to a cafe first? I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Right when we woke up the next day.
I can't even remember what cafe that was. So cafe is just a restaurant there.
French cafe.
Yeah. I just can't picture it in my head.
Oh, is the place that I took the video of the elevator, wasn't it?
That was in Paris.
That was in Paris. I can picture it. I know where we're at.
So, yeah, we go out, we start exploring, and we kind of, get our bearings and everything. And Toulouse was beautiful, and we walked everywhere, and it was definitely like, it didn't feel like this big giant city.
No. It
didn't have the hustle and bustle. Like, even where we were walking, there was just such a little traffic in most of the areas. there's roads where you wouldn't even think you could drive. All of a sudden there'd be a car and be like, oh, we didn't think this was a road.
Real quick, was this Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we go out and we start exploring, and one of the places we're going, the Basilica or Jacobins. Which one's the empty one?
The first place we went to was the Jacobin.
Okay, the Jacobin. So all of a sudden we walk in this like 800-year-old church that it was suggested on the Google machine that we go to, and it was breathtaking. I've never seen a structure, building, church, anything like that in my entire life. And we walk in, huge. And we were a little thrown off, and we ended up figuring it out, but there was nuns everywhere. We're like, oh. So we walk in, and turns out they were actually on like a field trip there. Because I noticed they all had drawstrings bagged, and they're all looking around. But that place was amazing.
It was amazing. I can't remember. I should look it up real quick.
What? Oh, the Jacobin?
Yeah.
So we're talking like the tall, like Jacob looked like an ant. Like when I was on the other side of it, like trying to get him in the video to really show the scale of it, Jacob just looked like this tiny little doll. And I mean, it was just massive and beautiful and old. And it even had, so there was like this platform in the middle that was like roped off, and you could tell there was something special in this like platform. And when we finally got it, and like all the nuns were kind of going over to the pews and they'd be praying, and this is like in the center of all these pews, and it ended up being the head of a saint.
Yeah,
that
Saint
was
Thomas.
Yeah, that was in this box in this podium thing. So that was odd.
Yeah,
cool.
It was oddly cool because it was like
his head's in there.
We're looking around. We're like, okay, well, obviously there's pews all around the middle, and there's like looked like an altar.
Yeah,
and underneath the altar was like some wrought iron, like something was locked in there. We're like, what the hell? So we're looking in there, and then I started reading about it, and I think it was Saint Thomas was his bones. Yeah, Thomas Aquinas. I think it was. No, is the author. And I'm pretty sure it's Saint Thomas. I'm trying to figure it out right now, but yeah, some saint was in there, and essentially they're all praying to him.
Yeah.
So
it was beautiful, and like I think we stayed there over an hour, and it was a really big. It turned out to be like one of the smallest churches we went to. Like,
yeah, it was small, like. Footprint
room wise,
but it's so tall.
It was just
probably
massive.
One of the tallest ones in the main room.
Yeah, and we stayed there forever. We just like couldn't get enough of it. It was beautiful, and it was free. And there was like, I don't know, the nuns and a handful of people in there. It was just the most extraordinary building I'd ever been in. It was absolutely breathtaking, and there was a lot of history in it. And usually history doesn't excite me that much, but like this was totally different. And then we left there and we got lunch at this really cool place. Everything was very French. Everybody's drinking wine at lunch.
I wish you could remember that place.
We never knew the name.
I can't remember it.
Because it's so strange there. You really, cafes, restaurants aren't like displayed like they are here. Basically, you just need to walk down the road and there's just this door. And they usually have like a little sign outside. And then you kind of peek in, and then it just like, we go in and we realize like, oh, this is actually a really big restaurant. And then it goes all the way back and it just keeps going. And then all of a sudden we're outside in this beautiful giant back patio. There's this French guy cooking over an open fire grill that he's smoking a cigarette while he's cooking. Like, we're like, wow. There's like vines hanging from the ceiling.
It was kind of wild. Like,
very French.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So we got a bottle of wine. Cool. And
I can't remember what I got to eat, but I got a Caesar salad, which is a chicken Caesar salad, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's not just a chicken Caesar. Like,
it's awesome.
It was real.
Got a whole ass bottle
Caesar
of wine.
Salad, like with the anchovy, like where they made the Caesar dressing with the anchovies and everything. It was so good.
Badass. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Toulouse, I would say, full experience was. I don't know. That was fun. It's like 10 out of 10.
Amazing.
It was super fun. It was
beautiful.
really, really fun. And felt safe. Like, we felt safe walking around.
I think we saw like 2 homeless people, but they were just chilling on the sidewalk and they didn't even like look at us.
No. And they weren't even like that, like, they weren't even that homeless. I mean, how much homeless can you get? But they weren't like Paris homeless.
No.
The Paris homeless were erratic and wild and nuts, which we'll get to in a bit. But the Toulouse homeless, they were just like chilling in the corner, just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Yeah. Went to a couple other places there. It was beautiful. And then it was the next day. Went to the airport, met all the WCB crew.
We forgot about the bar.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, we went and did all the sites. Did all of that.
Had a good time. It was fun. Lots of fun.
Beautiful.
Beautiful sightseeing. We also... Did we go to the Basilica? Was that in Toulouse?
Yep, we went to the Basilica and the Capitol. The Basilica was the one where we walked in.
That's where they were singing?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
We have a really cool video of it because I happen to be recording, and there's like these giant... All the doors there.
Huge.
Your sister has this whole thing, and I believe it. It's because people were giants. It's like nobody needs doors that big.
They weren't giants, but yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So
I don't know why they made the doors so big, but they're huge.
But Jacob opens the one door, and it's padded. It's like this leather padding on it. And he opens it, and there's another door that's padded. And you start to hear something, and there's a sign that says like Silencio or something. Obviously, be quiet. And we walk in, and it's just this sound from Sound of Music. It was, and we walked in, and it's this huge, enormous chapel. It's an active church, and it was nuns all in the pews, and they were singing. And it was like, it didn't even sound real. It sounded recorded.
It was like the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. Honestly.
Yes.
Like, it was just beautiful. Like, so the, down on the, I guess you could say main floor, where the congregation's at, there's pews and stuff. And it was just full of nuns. And they were just singing. And it was beautiful. And we have some videos, and it's just absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And then we were standing there and just soaking it all in. And then we thought it was a priest, but we found out later on that it was a bishop.
He had like the full robe.
So he came in and he chewed Ashley out for being dressed like a hooker.
Jacob loves to rewrite this story, and he has run with it. So there is several other touristy people in there. Some are sitting in the pews, some are up on like the stairs where we were just admiring everything. And, you know, we didn't want to like go walk around while they were singing. We didn't want to be disrespectful. So I had on like a long dress, and it was like
spaghetti strap.
Yeah, it was a tank top dress, but it was for the most part very modest.
Very modest.
And yeah, he comes up, and I'm like smiling. I'm like, oh, what's he gonna say to us? Like, is he gonna come bless us?
Welcome.
And he just very kindly explains that they ask that any women that come in do not show their shoulders as a respect to, I don't remember. I think at that point I kind of started
sanctity. Probably.
I think I started freaking out. I was like, oh my God, we're getting kicked out because of my dress. And then so he quickly tells us, he said he called it the kiosk, but there was like this stand over there. He said, there's shawls that you can use. I was like, oh, yes, of course. And I was like, wait, where do I go? And he's like, just over. He's like pointing on the other side of this enormous church, and there's these people and nuns. And I'm like a little intimidated. I'm like, okay. So we walk over, and yeah, they've got a basket of these mustard yellow shawls. Yeah. So I went and covered up my sinful shoulders.
This is the shawl of the harlot.
Yeah, Jacob he got a kick out of that.
It was pretty funny.
The only bad thing was it was hot. And it was hot in that church.
Yeah.
It was a hot shawl.
It was a thick little shawl.
But that church was
you weren't
beautiful.
the only one. There's plenty of other
there was a lot of others.
women wearing shawls.
Yeah.
You know, obviously.
Shawls of the harlots.
Yeah. I wonder if I went in there if I went in there with a tank top, would I have to wear a shawl?
No, because you're a man, probably.
Probably not.
I don't know. I didn't see any men with tank tops, I guess.
I didn't either.
So, yeah.
But I don't wear tank tops either because they're douchey.
Yeah. Those are the three main places we went in Toulouse.
It was awesome, beautiful. And then we went back to the hotel and just kind of hung out for a little bit. And then
we wanted to find a bar.
Yeah. And we found a bar.
We found the bar.
Yeah.
It was so
that
great.
one.
Seven Sisters. Yes.
Pub. So we're looking at like where a bar that was open and stuff. And we're looking around, and there's some other ones, and I don't know, nothing that really spoke out to us. And we found that Seven Sisters had really good reviews. We're like, oh, let's go try that out. It's an English pub in the middle of Toulouse. So we get there, and we walk in.
Nobody was there.
No, it's pretty empty. Went up to the guy, super white, super tall.
He was so tall.
Yeah, he's like, bonjour. I'm like, bonjour. He's like, I'm like,
hello.
I need a drink. He's like, oh, English. I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. And then he started talking. He had English accent. He's British.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him a little bit and got our drinks and stuff. And essentially, he started that bar because he's like, he moved to France for a woman that must not have worked out. But he's like, yeah, I moved here. Sold everything I had in Britain and then moved here and just really liked it. And he's like, there's no like the English pubs in Toulouse were just ran by Frenchmen that were pretending to have an English pub. So he's like, I just started up. He's like, I know English pubs. I'm English, so I'll start an authentic English pub in Toulouse. And he's been doing it ever since.
And let me tell you,
very good place.
I have had in my life hundreds of Bloody Marys. And he single-handedly made the best Bloody Mary I've ever had in my entire life. I think I had 3 of them. They were so good. He put horseradish in them. So good.
I will say too, the WCB boys they love old fashions. Jordan Gensburg kind of got a lot of them like into old fashions in Austin. Chandler, he loves old fashions. A big old fashioned crew. So I got an old fashioned there, and it was one of the best old fashions I ever had too. It was like an actual true old fashioned. It wasn't like a new, didn't have like a shit ton of simple syrup in it. Didn't have a shit ton of, it was very, very, very good. It's very traditional. Old fashioned is fucking awesome.
Yeah, so we were there for a while. We small talked with him a little bit, and we were like the only ones there. But it was also like an odd time of the day. I think it was like the napping hour. And then a group of 3 guys come, and we're back in this really comfortable leather chair room with like a dart board. There was like sections of the bar. Yeah, and so they come back there and they want to play darts. And so we got to know them a bit. And then
talked to them for a bit, and then we were talking to them a little bit. This is kind of funny. He asked me, he's like, were you, he's like, you GI?
Yeah.
I'm like, not anymore. And he's like, I was in the Army. He's like, oh, thank you for your service. I'm like, yeah, that's weird. I've never been thanked for my service by a Frenchman. But I'm like, yeah. He's like, I just really respect, America and, American soldiers and everything else. Everything that they did, for us back in like World War II and stuff like that. And he's like,
he went on
very,
for a
very
while.
appreciative. I'm like, yeah, man, no problem. Like, I didn't fight in World War II, but no problem. Like, thank you for helping us with the revolution. And we both kind of laughed about that. And like, I don't know, I guess we had to pay it back a little bit and rid you guys of the Nazis. So
yeah,
he's very, very nice. Like his whole crew was super nice. But then we had to leave because we were hungry.
Yeah. So we talked with them for a while. They actually asked us if we wanted to play a game of darts, and we were going to bet a beer on it. And then you guys got talking too much, and then we were hungry. So we went up and asked Paul. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Paul's the barkeep. We're like, where's a good place to eat? Barkeep. And he literally looked at us, and he's lived there all these years. He's like, the best, and we had experienced it for lunch. He's like, the best way to find a good place to eat is just to walk. Mm-hmm. Walk and find one and go in. And so we did that.
He tried telling us, he's like, go to this place. They have really good duck.
Oh, yeah.
Really good roasted duck and stuff. And I was just like, I don't really care for duck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that'd be good. But then we just went and he's like, or you can just walk around and see what's open and then just pop in. I
think we walked for maybe 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess you'd call it like a block, maybe a couple blocks. And we found a cafe. We ate there.
I actually did get duck.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
what did I get? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. So then we're sitting there. We're like, that was so fun there. That was really good. We're like, we should go back. So then we went back after supper. Mm-hmm. It was a little more hopping at that point. And it was funny because we walk in and Paul looks at us like, hey, you're back. We're like, yeah. And then we made several more friends throughout the night because we closed down that bar.
Yeah, we did. Well, they close early. They're not like American bars.
12:30 or 1?
He closes at midnight.
Oh.
But we got there and we were talking to Raphael, right? Was that his name?
Raphael, yeah.
Raphael. We talked to him for quite a bit. He told some crazy stories. He's African from Uganda, and he lived in China for a while. Wild.
He killed animals with a knife and spear.
Knife and shit. Wild shit. Talked to him for quite a while.
Crazy stories.
Then we went and went to the bar to get a drink, and then Louis was there. So we had to meet Louis, and Louis was awesome. He's a Frenchman that played American football for quite a while.
Yeah.
So he had really good English too. And we were talking to him for a while. Then Raphael left, and he kissed me.
Yes. So it's so funny because, yes, in France, they greet people with a on each cheek. And I remember looking over and I saw him saying goodbye to Jacob. And I saw him like going in for the cheek kiss. And I'm like, what is Jacob going to do?
But to make out with this dude.
You went for it. You did the... Did you do the back? Or did you just...
I was going to kiss him on the lips.
You were not.
But then I was
did you make the sound?
I can't remember. I think I just kind of took it. I think I just kind of was like, yeah, nice. Cool.
I remember he did it to me
later,
too,
buddy.
and I was like, I don't think I like this.
Nice
Your
meeting
face is so close to mine. But it's also like sweet. Like we hug all the time.
Did it feel so weird because we're in a different country?
Yeah.
So like I don't know.
We told Charlie about it. She's like, Dad, you got French kissed.
Like we didn't French kiss, but we kissed in a French way. Does that make sense?
So yeah,
But then we talked to Louis for quite a bit, and then we ended up, it got like towards the end of the night, we were just chit chatting with a bunch of other people, and then like a bridal.
Oh yeah, the
shower came
bachelorette
in
party.
and shit. It was had a great time there, and then I remember I just got a drink, and then he's about to close, and Paul's like, "Hey, I'm about to close. Like, you guys need another drink?" I look down, both me and Louis like just got drinks. Like, yeah, so we got two more, like another drink. So we're just. Had two drinks, so then we stayed past closing time.
Mm-hmm. He had like all the chairs up.
All the chairs up, but it was just like us four.
Yeah. Just
everyone
talking.
else left, and we were just talking, having a good time. And started raining, and so Paul made sure that we left with an umbrella. He's like, people leave here all the time, just take one. We're like, okay, so we took one. It wasn't even raining by the time we left, but
I have a hilarious video.
all the way back to our hotel, and then went to sleep, woke up the next day, and then we started the hunt. Then we went to the airport.
Met the crew.
Did we Uber there?
No, we took a bus.
That's right. We took a bus to the airport.
Mm-hmm. Which that was easy because the bus came right in front of our hotel.
Yeah.
We asked the hotel, so they're like, just cross the street, just wait for the bus.
Yeah. And we just got on the bus, went to the airport, met up with the WCB boys, and went to camp. Yeah. Not a whole lot happened that day, honestly. Just kind of jumped in with them.
Yeah, we didn't really know what to expect.
I was going to French kiss the boys, but they weren't French enough yet.
They were very traveled too. They had a long layover and stuff like that. They didn't have Canada. We didn't really know what to expect. All I knew was that from the WhatsApp chat is that we were going to be staying, he called them apartments. Because I know we were bunked up with Kurt and like the other ones were kind of divided off.
Which it didn't make sense because when he messaged us, he's just kind of like, yeah, it's going to be me, Ashley, and Kurt.
And like apartment one.
Like, we have an apartment, and then Kurt has a room in the apartment. I'm like, I guess we'll figure out when we get there and see what it's all about.
And I was asking too, I'm like, so like, where's the common area? Where are we all eating? Like, how are we eating? We really had no idea what to expect.
Ashley had a bunch of questions. She kept asking, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out when we get there. I'm a guy.
None of you guys knew.
Ashley's like, all these questions. It's like,
so we just went,
fuck it. We'll just figure it out when we get there, honey.
But how pleasantly surprised. So we drive through the countryside. We get out of the city, and it's beautiful. Like the countryside hills of France. It was just gorgeous. I didn't know that sunflowers.
Which are giant dandelions, but pretty.
No, they're not.
Well, I don't know. Like dandelions that aren't.
Sure.
Yeah. They're just yellow.
Yeah. They're the same color.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Yellow and green.
So there's just fields of them. So anyways, we get really deep into like the countryside. And we show up at the sweetest countryside home that you ever did see. It's just beautiful. And like all the shutters are open because in France, everybody really does have shutters like on Beauty and the Beast, and there's no screens in them, and people hang baskets out their windows for bread. It's just adorable. And so, yeah, we definitely got out of the city and into the countryside, and we walk in and we meet Cathy, who I love dearly with all my heart. She was our host. And then her husband, we met a little while later. He was like the main guide, Nicholas. And the house was just gorgeous and beautiful. So, yeah, it was just this really, really big house.
Mm-hmm. It's like an Airbnb, big-ish house, I guess, with a big common area. Huge, like, dining area and stuff with the kitchen on it and everything else. And patio or whatever. We call them patios in America, I guess. And then, but, yeah, we got to our room, and, yeah, it's like we went into our room. There's a big room that was, we'd call them king-size beds, but I guess they call them, like, double queen or something like that. Whatever. I don't know what it is. But basically a king-size bed that Ashley and I took. And then Kurt got the room. There's a door in our room that went into this blue room. It's like a little boy's room. There's 2 like twin size beds,
tiny, low to the floor.
So it definitely felt like we were the parents and Kurt was our little boy.
Yeah, he had
young little boy out there.
And like, because the bathroom and all these rooms had their own bathroom too. So like the bathroom's off of our room. So he had to go through our room to get to the bathroom and everything. It was just funny because like there was a couple days where he'd be coming out, he'd knock on his door to like come into the main room, and I'd knock back.
We're good. We're not naked.
So yeah, we got all settled in that night. She made us.
He always had a joke at the end of the night every time. And he's like, "I don't want to hear you guys doing it, but if you do, I'll be there." Or something. He always had.
Yeah, he's like, "I need a noise machine or whatever."
Yeah.
I was like, "Kurt, oh my gosh, just go to your room. Go to your room, Kurt."
So we pulled up stirring macaroni videos
on the last night. Yeah. Anyways,
it was funny. It was a good time. It was really fun. It was actually like really fun setup because we were all very close.
Yeah, it was, and it was really big. We had like a little terrace, which we never went and had coffee on. We were supposed to.
What?
That little terrace off the hallway, right across from the stairs. It had a little table out there. I wanted to have coffee out there one morning.
You never said that.
Yeah.
The terrace? I don't even know what you're talking about.
So you come up the stairs, directly across from the stairs. There was a door.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it looked not super operable.
Oh, it was super operable and cute. Anyways, so yeah, then we realized, so Kathy, her name's Kathy, but they pronounce it Katty. She was going to be cooking for us all our meals and everything. And like the kitchen she had in that house, it's like our entire living room and dining room. Like that's where all the storage is. She had like all the deep freezers, multiple fridges. This is where she does like her ironing. It was just all these things. And so, yeah, she made us all our food. And then, so Kurt did hunt that night. Did he?
Yeah,
he
did.
One?
So the way it works in France is you can get a 3-day license or a 7-day license or a year long, or 9 or something like that. But anyway, we were only there for a week hunting essentially, and like a weekday. So a weekday's week. So 5 days.
Yes,
we're gonna be there. So we got there, and if you wanted to hunt the night that you got in, then it was gonna cost another.
I think like 100, 150.
I think it's $200 actually.
Oh, maybe it was 200.
I think it's $200 because you had to get another basically separately. You had to get the 9-day license essentially.
Yeah.
So Kurt was opted in. He's like, "Fuck it, we're here to hunt. I'm gonna hunt." I'm like, "Hell yeah, brother, have at it." So he went and hunted that night, and he got one.
Yep, he did.
So he went out the first night and he broke the cherry right away and got a nice little roe deer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We went out. You shot the rifle
yeah.
that they had, which you didn't even end up carrying, did you?
So the first, yeah. So the basically, I'll break down the hunt real quick. But yeah, so Kurt went out. He hunted the first night, got a nice roe deer. It was badass. Everyone's like, "Hell yeah, this is awesome!" And we all went out the next day right away in the morning. We woke up at 5, got downstairs, had coffee and cake, and got ready for the hunt. And I went out that first morning with my bow because I brought my recurve because I made a vow that I'm not going to hunt with a compound anymore until I kill something with my recurve. I was like, man, it'd be kind of cool to like get my first recurve kill in France. It'd be badass. Spoiler alert, didn't happen. But anyways, I went out the first morning with my recurve and hunted pretty hard. You know, we're going to all these places, and the way they hunt roe deer is during the rut. So they were running around all over the place. And we get to a spot where either we see roe deer on the way in, or we'd go to a spot where they just historically know where roe deer kind of bed and live. And we'd set up, call, and they make these wild noises. They have these little squeaker calls, kind of look like a hoochie mama elk call. Kind of look like that, the little push button calls, like meow, meow, kind of like deal. And then they also did this weird barking noise. What was it? It was like,
yeah.
That's pretty
and
good,
they do that with their mouth. Like they just did it.
So they make these weird noises. So they'd get out there and we'd call and see what came in. Nothing came in. How long did you stay out there? Generally 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, calling sequence wise.
Yeah,
and
probably like 20.
And if we don't see anything, then we're like, okay, let's go to the next spot.
Move on.
Because essentially what they're the way they hunt these roe deer, they're like, hey, if they don't come in, then we're just gonna move on because they're moving so frequently because it's during the rut. So it's like kind of you just gotta be there and just move around a lot. Like mobile hunting at its best, on foot, going in, jumping into places, calling, nothing happening, move on to the next place. Kind of like how like Born and Raised. If anyone's ever seen Born and Raised elk videos, they just run through the mountains and bugle, bugle, bugle until they get a elk to bugle back, then they chase that elk. That's bugling. Essentially kind of the same way where you just move, 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 call, call, call. And did that all morning. Went back to the camp for lunch. Hung out for a while. Hung out for a while. Ate lunch. And, brunch, I guess, yeah.
I love the way they do that.
Yeah, it's a late breakfast, eggs and whatever else. So
because what you do is you get up at 5, you have coffee and cake, you go out usually by 6, and then you hunt from like 6 to 9:30, and then you go back. Sometimes it's 10:30, and you have brunch, and then you don't go back out till after supper. So you have the whole middle of the day.
Just hang out.
And they had a pool,
saltwater pool.
We played Marco Polo.
We did. It was fun. But the first day went out there, didn't get into some stuff. Saw some roe deer, but couldn't get on them really with a bow, and especially with my recurve. Went back to camp, and then we were talking about it. I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, we got 2 more days. Like, I'm just gonna go out this evening with a gun and see what happens. So we went out. I told Nicholas, I'm like, hey, I think I want to take a gun tonight. He's like, okay, sounds good. So I left the bow, grabbed a gun, went out that night, went to a spot, set up, called a little bit, didn't see anything. Went to the next spot, same thing, called a little bit, didn't see anything. Went to the next spot, and we were getting ready. Like, shut the doors all quiet and stuff, trying to be nice and sneaky. And I heard something like blow out, like right next to the road. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And Nicholas ran over a little bit. He's like, oh yeah, small roe deer, but run through the corn. So on the other side of this like thicket was a cornfield. Got out there, and Nicholas was looking, scanning with his binos a little bit, and he's like, oh, there's another roe deer out there. I'm like, okay, cool. So I get up there, I get on the sticks with my gun, and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see him. But his head was only sticking above the corn for like a split second, then it dipped back down. Then we're looking, and it popped back up. I'm like, oh, there he is. And then he popped back down a little bit, and then he popped up in different areas, like whack-a-mole. He just kept popping up in these different spots, and I'm like, trying to get on. And then I seen him pop up again. I'm like, oh, there he is. And he's right on the edge of the thick stuff. So he's moving away from us towards the thick stuff through the corn. And I saw him, and Nicholas is like, okay, yeah, like, if you have a shot, just take him. I'm like, looking at him, I'm like, okay, oh, there he is. I get on him. And all I can see is his head and like the top part of his shoulder. So I'm like, okay, get on him, squeeze it off, boom, just drop one. right there. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Walk up there. Nice roe deer. I don't know. I'm not like a roe deer guy, so I don't know. But
and roe deer are small.
Roe deer. They're all small.
Very small. So even the big ones are small.
Yeah.
But you do, after we saw so many of them, we're like, you could kind of distinguish, like, oh, that one's a big one.
Yeah.
Versus this one. But even the big ones are small. So
even at the time, I guess to put it in whitetail terms, the one I shot the first night, I would say is probably like a 130-ish inch whitetail, essentially. Like a good representative of the species. Solid roe deer. Definitely happy. If I only shot that one, I'd be happy. And, got congratulated, like, yeah, high-fiving, having a good time, take some pictures, and get him gutted out, take him back. We just head back to camp. We're like, hell yeah, it was nice. Good. That was a successful hunt. Went back to camp and hung out, partied a little bit that night, had a good time, and then woke up the next day, and I went back out with we're going out with a new guy. So Nicholas left. He's like, all right, well, because the other guy that was there, Greg, he shot his roe deer right away, like that first day. And so he's like, I'm done. I'm just going to shoot my 2 roe deer. I think he got 2 roe deer that day.
I can't remember. They'll talk about it on theirs.
Yeah, I think he did. Either way, Greg was done. He's like, I'm done. I'm ready to go sightseeing with my lady and stuff, and have a good time doing that. And it's like, so but that freed up his guide.
I can never remember. What is it?
Quentin.
I'll say I had such a hard time remembering his name for some reason.
Quentin Chasse. on Instagram. So basically, Nicholas is like, okay, yeah, hey, you're going to go out with Quentin today? Good luck to you guys. We're like, hell yeah, thanks, Nicholas. Like, sounds good. We'll meet this guy. Zero English.
Zero.
Motherfucker didn't speak any English.
No.
But he was awesome.
He could say big.
Yeah.
Big.
Big, small.
Yeah.
You suck. No, he didn't say that, but.
He was so, like, quaint. Like, very much not a... Like, some of the other guides that were there, they also didn't speak, like, any English, but they were much more, like, boisterous. He very much kept to himself and was very, like... I don't know.
So
it was funny.
Quentin and I, we didn't talk a whole lot.
No.
We didn't speak to each other in those things, but we understood each other so well.
Yes.
And it's one of those things that's what I love about hunting. Like, you get in this spot, like, we don't have there's a huge language barrier. We could talk to each other through Google Translate.
But that takes time.
That takes time. So it's like, all right, hey, I have to have him, like,
yeah.
and show him. Then he's like, oh, okay. And he shows me. But we went out there, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I love about hunting is, like, you don't need to even, like, speak the same language to communicate with each other and understand each other. And we were hunting, and I had my recurve, and he's like, okay, yeah, cool. We went out to the spot right away in the morning, and right away, the first spot we sit in,
he calls one in.
We calls one in really close, like really close, like from the field, calls him in really, really close. Nice roe deer. And I'm sitting there with my bow. I'm like, fuck yeah. He keeps calling. He keeps working a little bit closer. And he gets off, comes in, gets off, like, goes away. And then he finally comes back, and he just skirts us. Then he ends up working off. And I'm like, damn, that was close. I think he got him into like 30 yards. So if I had a compound, dead roe deer for sure. I could have killed that roe deer. And I'm sitting there with my recurve, and he works off. Then we kind of mosey around to see where he's at, and he's gone. We're like, okay, well, that was awesome. And Ashley and I are like, hell yeah, that was really, really cool. And he gets his phone out. He shows me. And all it says is, that's unfortunate because he really wasn't that far. I'm like, I know. But I'm like, so I get on mine. I'm like, okay, yes, I know. It wasn't that fucking far, Quentin. But I was like, really good job. That was awesome. This is such a cool experience. But bow hunting, these animals are hard, but this bow is even harder. And he looks at it, he laughs like, haha, cool, yeah, okay, yeah, true. I get that. I see that. So then we go.
So here's the awesome thing about it too. So that happens, and we can't get a quite read on him. Like, are we annoying to him? Does he like us? And he was so interesting too because he hand rolls his cigarette. He smoked. He was the only one that smoked, and he hand rolls his cigarettes. And he smokes when we're out there hunting. Like, I've got some great videos. Oh, yeah. He's looking through his binos. He's just got this hand-rolled cigarette sticking out of his mouth. So we go back for brunch.
Honestly, reminding my dad, honestly. When I had hunted with my dad when I was a kid, he smoked constantly. So we were out there hunting, and it just kind of reminded me of that. It was, like, fun. It was nice. It was, like...
It was chill.
Yeah, I was just, like, looking at him like, this is, like, cool. This is how I grew up hunting. My dad smoking cigarettes to take me hunting. Yeah.
So we go back for brunch, and we didn't quite have a read, and it's a little while later in the day. And then Nicholas comes back, and he comes up and he says to me, and he was like, Quentin's excited to go back out with you guys. I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. He's like, funny enough, he didn't want to go out and do the bow hunt with you guys. He's like, I'll just tell you.
Because Greg, the hunter he was with, when he didn't bring a bow. He's like, I'm just going to use their gun because I didn't want to fiddle around with bringing a bow. Because he did a bunch of sightseeing too.
Yeah.
Before and after. So he didn't want to tote around a bow everywhere. Yeah. Which I get. So he's like, I'm just going to use a gun. So that's why Nicholas put Quentin with him.
And it doesn't sound like he had ever been on a bow hunt with anybody. And it doesn't sound like many people do it there. And I was like, oh, really? He said, yeah, he had so much fun because he's never had that challenging of a hunt to bring it in that close. So now he's really energized and wants to go back out and get you guys one even closer so you can do it. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and he was very open. He's like, to Nicholas, I guess, he's like, he really didn't want to bow hunt. He's like, I really don't want to bow hunt because it's not like success rates are low and everything else. So whatever, but he's like, after that first experience that morning, calling in that roe deer and everything else we did that morning before we went back, working hard for it. And he's like, Nicholas is telling me, he's like, yeah, Quinn's excited because he's like, I'm he's like, I'm forced to get outside of my comfort zone and go to places that I haven't been to before because other places he goes to, he's like, we found other places that we know really well because they're more rifle spots. Mm-hmm. He's like, Quentin has to take you to places that he hasn't been to in a long time because they're more conducive for bow hunting because they're closer. Like, you have to get closer and stuff. And he's really excited. So we went out that evening and was it that evening? Let me think here.
Yeah, that was the sunflower field night evening. Because we only had three days to hunt.
Yeah, because we didn't get anything the second day.
No.
We didn't shoot anything the second day. So we went out with a bow. I committed to the bow at that point. So I shot one with the gun. Now I committed the second whole day to the bow. And
actually that evening. No, sorry. This evening with Quentin, you went out with the bow in the morning. And then we went out with the bow in the evening, and then you switched when we were out in that one spot to the gun. And you got your second one, and then
I shot my second and third one. The
first day was with Nicholas.
Right. I'm sorry. You're right. The evening.
Yep. Second day was with him because third day we only went out in the morning.
The second spot we went to was in the morning.
Okay.
So there we go. Thank you. Yeah. So. After that first spot, we called that one in really close. We went to some other spots. We were driving around. We went to this next spot, and it was a really cool looking spot. We had a bunch of grasses and stuff, kind of. So it was like pretty conducive for bow hunting. And there's a thicker area where he was suspecting the roe deer to come from. Went out there, set up, called, and then a roe deer came out of the thick stuff, and he was big. He's a big roe deer, and I'm like. Sick. Even I could tell.
Big.
Even I could tell it was a big roe deer. And I'm like, hell yeah, nice. I might recurve. And I get out. I'm out there a little bit further than you and Quentin because he's trying to call from behind me, which is a very popular tactic to do in elk hunting too, where you have the caller behind. So will come in because a lot of times when you're calling, they'll get hung up at 50, 60, 70 yards or something like that. So you put the shooter 20, 30 yards ahead. So then you have a better shot, right? So I'm ahead of you guys, and this roe deer comes out, and he's just like meandering around. He's coming in, and I'm like, hell yeah. He's going to go in right to Quentin and Ashley and Lagatha. And so he's going to come in right to Ashley and Quentin. I'm going to get a sick broadside shot. I'm going to fucking smoke this dude. He's badass. But he comes out, he kind of does what big bucks do, and he's kind of skirting around, and he wants to get the wind in his favor, and right when he hits where the wind is coming from, like, damn it, he puts his nose up in the air, and he turns around and walks back into the thick stuff. I tried making a move on him, seeing if maybe he's going to work around this other side. He didn't. I get back to Quentin and Ashley, and I was like, is he big? And Quentin's like, yeah, big buck.
Is this?
I'm like, no shit.
You got to tell everybody what you also did when you ventured off from us a little bit.
I farted.
No, not that. I wouldn't make you admit that.
Oh.
No.
I had the farts.
You tried calling him. Jacob comes back. He's like,
oh, yeah.
Could you hear me? I was like, no. And he was like, I tried calling it. I'm like, the bark call? He's like, yeah. I'm like, no, we couldn't hear it. He's like, I tried.
Yeah. So I ventured off by myself a little bit further down to see where this roe deer is at. And I get down there. I'm looking around. And I don't see them. And I'm like, well, he's not going to call because he can't see anything. So I'm like, I just got down. I'm like, I'm like looking back. I'm like, wonder if they can hear me. So I did it a couple more times. I'm like, this ain't working. So I leave and I go back up to him and I ask Ashley. But yeah, at the time too, I was farting. Okay. I already admitted that, but I had to fart really bad.
Let's pause real quick though. The food there is different. Everything you've ever heard about going to when people say, oh, I went to Europe and I ate all the things. I had all the bread and nothing ever bothered me. Well, you're talking about farting. I don't know. It just made me think of stomach. And it's so true. I have such a sensitive stomach here and it's a pain in my ass and I'm not gluten intolerant, but some things just bother me really bad. And we go over there and we eat everything. I eat more bread in that week than I've eaten in the past year.
Yeah, because we've talked about your stomach issues on the podcast before.
Yes, and the folic acid.
People messaged me about it before, like, oh, my wife has the same thing. And Yeah, it's like the full gas, whatever they spray on our shit here in America, but there they don't do it. And Ashley ate all the bread, and she felt great. All the bread. All my poops were one wipers.
Yes.
Wild.
I pooped every day over there.
Yeah.
I don't do that. It was wonderful.
It was great.
Anyways.
But yeah, I had the farts because I think I drank too much. So I think it's from the beer. But so then I get back to them, and he's like, yeah, it's a big road here. I'm like, really big? He's like, it was big. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay. So I texted him. I'm like, we'll come back. I'm like, basically, well, first of all, Quentin did what Quentin does to you. And he's like, it's a shame because it really wasn't that far either. I'm like, I know. I'm like,
I think the translation's off a little.
So I was like, translating back to him, like, okay, hey, we'll come back out tonight. I actually asked him, like, do you think he's still going to be here tonight? And he's like, boom, boom, boom. Yes, this is essentially he said this is where he lives. This is his core area. Like, he's going to be here tonight. I'm like, okay, we'll bring the gun out tonight. And he's like, smiling. He's like,
happy about that.
Okay. So we left, went back for lunch. And that's when we played Marco Polo. Second day.
Yeah, it was.
It was hot as hell.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So,
saltwater pools.
Yeah.
Rule. Doesn't make your hair gross. Skin felt great. It was amazing.
It was awesome. So we went back out in the evening, but then we went out with. I brought my bow because we brought both because I'm like, really, I'm just gonna shoot this one big roe deer with the gun if we go back out of the spot. So we went out early enough where I brought my bow and just see what happens. Maybe I can get a different roe deer with my bow and then also that big one. So we go out to this different spot. This was the sunflower patch. Yeah.
I thought sunflower patch was after. Okay.
Right.
Sure.
Sunflower patch happened before I shot the other ones.
Okay.
So we went out to the next spot, brought my bow, and we were out in the sunflower field. We hiked in, got in the sunflower field, and saw roe deer down the spot in the bottom. We get down there, and Quentin sets up behind me a little bit, and Ashley's right next to me. And we're sitting there, and he calls. And then this roe deer, he didn't really give a fuck about the calls at first. Then out of nowhere, he just like gets up and just runs at us. And I'm like, oh shit! So I get on my bow, I'm getting ready, and I'm looking, trying to peek over the sunflowers, and the roe deer like pops up like right next to us.
Yes.
Like with like 20-ish yards out. I'm like fuck. So I see him, and he's broadside. I'm like, I want to shoot him right there. But then he gets down and he moves again. And he circles around right behind us and basically comes in right to Quentin. I'm like, fuck. So he's right behind me. So I'm sitting there watching him. I'm like looking back behind me. I'm like, okay, he's right there. I'm like, he's within range. So I'm like, the only way I can do this, because the sunflowers are all around me, like I can't just turn around and shoot him while kneeling still, because I can't shoot through the sunflowers. They're thick. So I'm like, I need to stand up and swing around and shoot him. So okay.
Lagatha.
Oh, Lagatha, knock it off. Our dog is fucking with the microphone a little bit. But I'm like, okay, so I need to stand up, swing around. So I stand up, swing around, I get the full draw, and the deer's just stand there. Look at me like, hell yeah. Fucking let it rip, let loose, and the arrow looks perfect. I'm like, yes. And then out of nowhere, he just spins around and runs and wheels out, and I miss him by like 4 feet. I'm like, no.
He was just faster than the arrow.
Yeah, he's fast. So the recurves don't shoot fast, and roe deer move fast. So they're small and fast. And he runs out. I'm like, fuck. So I try re-knocking a new arrow, and I'm fucking around, fumbling around. I'm like, and then he gets away. I'm like, damn it. And we're all just like jacked though. And Quentin's like, that was amazing. I'm like, that was amazing. Like, you did such a good job. That was so much fucking fun. Like, so cool. Like, he got me a deer. He did everything I asked for. He got me a deer to get within range and me get the full draw and let an arrow fly. And we never found that arrow. But
no, we like searched through the corner.
Yeah,
the sunflower fields.
Searching through forever. Like that. Go. Get. I feel like an asshole. But, yeah, we're just let the arrow fly. Didn't find it. and we're just jacked up, like having a good time. It was awesome. And basically I'm like, okay, so are we gonna go after the big one yet? And he's like, one more. He's like, oh, actually, he did say yes. He's like, I'm like, are we gonna go after the big one now? And he's like, yes. I'm like, okay. So we get out, get back to the vehicle, start driving off. Then we see roe deer in this other field, and we make a move on them. See them out in the open field. They're running around like crazy, and the buck and a doe go over this little hill away from us. We're like, damn it. So he starts calling, and then they come back, but it's a doe and another doe that come back. And then the buck is following them, just hot on their trail, just rutting. He's just smelling their trail, rutting around. And I thought the doe was going to bring him right next to us, but she never did. She kind of stayed down this low spot. And we're sitting down there. He's calling a little bit, and they're interested, looking around like, I don't know, whatever. And then they get out in this field. He's about 170 yards out, and he just lays down. He just pops down. He's like, I'm tired. I'm just going to lay down here. So when we're sitting there watching him, like, I don't know what to do. And Quentin gets on Google on Translate, and he's like, if I go get the gun, do you want to shoot him? So I look at Ashley. I'm like, he asked me, like, if he gets the gun, do you want to shoot him? And Ashley's like, I'm not making the decision. I'm like, well, I'm not either. And you just look at me, and I'm like, okay, fine. So I'm like, yes. So, yeah, go ahead. So he went back to the vehicle. I'm like, got the gun. I was talking to Ashley. I'm like, if this deer stands out here in full view of us, and Quentin goes back, gets up, walks over to his vehicle, and goes back with the sticks and the gun, and I get set up on him, then it's just meant to be, right? So I get on the sticks, get on him. I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay, here we go. 170 yards out. I'm like, perfect. No big deal. I get on him. I'm like, cool. Flip the safety off. Here we are. He's kind of standing there broadside. I'm like, squeeze. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it didn't go off. The gun didn't fire. I'm like, what the fuck? So I look at it. I'm like, so I get back on the deer. I check, make sure the safety is off. I get back on the deer. I'm like, okay, here we go. He starts walking a little bit, and then he stops. I'm like, okay, here we go. Squeeze. Nothing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I look at Quentin, and Quentin's like, why aren't you shooting? I'm like, ah. So I break the gun open. I put it back on safe. Break the gun open. Make sure, I don't know, just make sure everything's good. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, maybe it's not going because maybe it wasn't fully locked back in. Maybe, I don't know. So I break it open, pop it back, lock it back in, and because it's a break action single shot, 6.5 Creedmoor, and it's a Mercal K5, really nice gun. And I get back on it, shut it back up, turn the safety off, get back on the fucking deer. I'm like, okay, here we go. And you turn the safety off. I'm kind of on him. I'm just barely, I'm not even on the trigger. I just like kind of like tap the trigger on the side with my finger, and it fucking, I'm like, what? And I'm looking through the scope, and I can see, I'm like, I hit him. I could also hear it. I'm like, I hit this deer, but I didn't hit it well. And I'm watching him. I'm like, what the fuck? So I break it open again. I'm watching him with my eyes. I'm like, give me another round. Quentin gives me another round. I load it back up, lock it back down. I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay. I can tell I hit him in the leg. And I'm like, fuck me. This is not good.
Meanwhile,
like, I fucking hate missing. I hate wounding animals. Like, this is not, I'm fucking pissed off at myself. I'm the gun guy, and I fucking wound this thing. I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm missing this. I'm letting this deer leave. I get back on the gun, get back on him. I'm like, okay, now he's like 300-ish yards out. I fucking Kentucky windage it a little bit, and I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm like, breathe, calm down. Here we go. And I just, once again, I barely tap the fucking trigger, and it fires off again. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? Now I'm pissed off because I know that one was just a straight up miss. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then he runs off and goes over this little hill. And I'm like, fuck. So I grab the gun off. Quentin grabs the sticks, and we just take off. And we just get back in the vehicle. And
meanwhile, I'm sitting there holding our big camera. I knew he was getting ready to shoot at this. I have no idea any of this happens. And because I'm just looking through the lens, and I'm holding up all my stuff.
You're just like, what the hell's going on?
And so I had no idea those two not shots happened, and then I hear the shot go off. I'm like, and like I'm when I hear a shot go off, I'm like, well, you got it. Like that's how it always is. So I'm like, sick. And then I hear you like rustling, and I kind of look over, and I'm like, and I see him going, and you hear it in the video. I'm like, shoot him again. I'm like, what are we doing here? I had no idea any of this was happening. Yeah. And then I run off, and then I finally like gather. I'm like, what happened? And you're like, the fucking gun. I'm like, what? So yeah.
Yeah, I was all worked up, all out of sorts. I fucking hate wounding shit and missing. Those are my two things. I hate with a recurve. I don't mind missing as much as long as it's a clean miss. But I hate wounding shit. I just hate it. It doesn't feel good. Yeah. That's the one side about hunting that, you do it long enough, you're going to wound some stuff and you're going to lose some stuff. And it sucks. And it really sucks. And it makes me want to train harder so I don't have that stuff happen again. Mildly unfamiliar with the guns. I shot it beforehand. On the first day we got there, I shot the guns a couple times. Like, great gun. Super nice trigger. Fucking really good guns. But I don't know what happened. I don't know. To this day, I don't know why it did what it did. Doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's just God throwing a monkey wrench in our plans a little bit, saying like, hey, have some struggles a little bit. And I'm like, damn it. I'm all pissed off. We get in the car. We drive around. And when you're driving around, I see it. And we're like, there he is. Okay. Wait, he's laying down in the field, just on the other side of this hill, the hill that we couldn't see him. So we get around him, get out of the vehicle. I grab the gun, grab the sticks. We move off. And we're getting in there, and we're kind of behind these trees and stuff. And he's out in this field, and we find him, get on the sticks, get on him. And there's some houses around, so we had to be really careful. So I wanted to put this deer down. He's bedded down right now, but he could kind of tell something was up.
I think he had to check the property lines too, didn't he?
No, not the property lines. He got on Google Maps. I was watching him. He got on Google Maps, and he oriented it so we could see where we're pointing. And he wanted to make sure that there was nothing beyond where we're shooting. So I had to shoot him from a very specific spot to miss the houses, because there's two houses. So I had to shoot here. I'm like, I'm looking at him. He looks at me. I'm like, are we good? Like, we give him a thumbs up. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I get on the gun, get on the deer, and then he gets up and he starts walking towards us a little bit. I'm like, okay, well, he's going over here and like through some branches and shit. I'm like, okay, I can't really get a good shot. Now I can clearly see that he's in line with this house. So I'm like, okay, I'm not shooting because now he's in line with this house. And I'm like, he's walking this way. I'm like, hey, let's go around and cut him off. So we break it down, run around to cut him off on this other side. I thought he was going to walk by and I thought I was going to have like a 50, 70 yard chip shot at him. I'm like, no problem. This is going to be awesome. Get around the other side. Then the deer sees us doing this. So he turns around and now he's walking away from us. Like, shit. I get on the sticks, try to get on him and stuff. Now he's like trotting away from us. And Quentin's just like standing there. And Iowa Jake came out. I'm like, I'm not letting this deer go. I'm like, and I fucking squeeze it off. And he's running away from us. And I just dump him. Mm-hmm. Right. Just
put him down.
Watch him fold over and roll. I'm like, thank God. Whew.
And I
didn't lose them. Yeah, it sucks when they quote unquote suffer for a little bit like that. But we're talking like how long was this? 10 minutes?
Oh, not even.
It was like 10 minutes from when I first hit him to when I killed him. 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Because we didn't drive that far. We just skirted around.
Yeah, basically. It was quick. And I love it in the video too, because I don't know if he didn't expect you to take that shot, because, I'm behind you guys and all of a sudden you fire it and literally like instantly he obviously sees what happens and he just like puts his head back in relief and like goes to like high five you or whatever. And he's just like, oh my God. Like, I think he was pretty shocked you did that and relieved that you did that. And it was
good. It was a good shot. And then the gun went off like it should have.
Yeah.
Like
then
the trigger felt great.
Issues.
Everything worked great. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I still don't know what happened. Like on the post too, I was like happy about it, but I was like, some drama happened and that was the drama essentially. Like,
yeah,
wounding, missing, all that adversity. And it's just like, it sucks, but it's one of those things where as a hunter, you need to do everything in your power. Cause Quentin and I, we didn't have to Google Translate or nothing. We knew like, this is what we're doing now. Like we're going to chase this deer until we kill it or lose it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it worked out the way it did, because then it gave us, we killed it, got pictures with it, were able to breath of relief a little bit, and then we were able to get to the next spot for the big buck. But he was a nice buck too.
And it's so
He was
funny.
a really nice 5-point roe deer, really nice.
Yeah. And it's so funny too what they do. They're so small that they literally just go in the back of the vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, so we just, like the first one, it went in the passenger seat beside me in the back of this 2-door Mitsubishi. And so, yeah, he throws them in and then we go to the next spot.
Yep. And yeah, no, just it sucks when that happens. Like I said, got to reiterate that. Like, it's not something that you
Nobody wants
want to
that.
happen.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does.
It's not fun. But it's nice when you are able to close that chapter and do what is right, I guess, essentially, and you're able to get on them and put that deer down and make it right. I love making perfect shots and killing them within seconds. That's one thing I love about gun hunting, is because every animal I've shot with a gun, minus that bear in Wyoming, they've all died like really fast.
Yeah.
Just immediately. Like, I'm not tooting my own horn on it. It's like, I don't generally miss with guns. I generally don't. I am very conservative with my shots. I'm very conservative with that. If I don't feel 100% confident in the shot, I don't take it. So I'm very conservative with my shooting. Especially with running deer, I'm like, I grew up doing that. And even then, it's like, it's instinctual. It's kind of like shooting a recurve, and no one looks at recurves and like, oh, that's fucking unethical, and you shouldn't be doing that. Everyone looks like, that's badass, that's cool. Kind of same thing with running, like moving animals, I guess, like with guns, like doing deer drives in Iowa. It's like, it's more instinctual than is anything else. And you get in the mode where you just feel confident. You're just like, hell yeah, I can make the shot, and you fucking squeeze it off. And when the deer dumps and rolls, you're like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Because it's like, you're aiming, but everything's happening so fast where it's more instinct than anything else. And it's like wing shooting, like doves, waterfowl, pheasants. No one bats an eye when you're shooting pheasants and ducks moving. But then when you start shooting deer moving, people get all worked up about it. It's like, whatever. But I felt really confident in that shot. I'm like, he's running away, but he's running straight away. I'm like, I know if I put this on his ass, it's going to go through all the goodies and just dump him. And that's exactly what happened. And it's just great when that works out like that, I guess, So we get done, take some pictures, go to him, take him back to the vehicle, and then we head to the big buck spot. And now we're running close in time.
Yeah,
that was
you
not
can
supposed to take
shoot
that long.
until, what was it?
10?
Yeah. Like,
it stays
it
light
was
there so
dark
long.
too.
But it wasn't dark.
No,
was
like
last shooting light.
by the end of shooting. Like,
so in France, the thing is, it stays light for so long, but then when it's dark, it's like dark.
that's what I mean.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's quick.
It's like you shut the lights off.
Right.
Yeah. So you don't have that much time in like the twilight period, essentially. Like, the sun doesn't set like really nice and slow. It's like bright.
Done.
Then it's like dusk, dark.
Yeah.
But we got to the next spot, and we knew we're getting close on time, because I think by the time we got to the next spot, it was like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. I mean, actually, no, maybe it's like a little after 9, actually, because I think we were shooting light was until 10 something.
I think we were pushing 9:30.
Yeah, we didn't have much time.
No.
We got to the next spot. We're looking around. I think did he do some calling? I don't even think he called. I think we were just scanning because we were trying to find deer.
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and watch the video.
I don't even think he called, really. I think we got out there and we're scanning around. There's deer there. There are does. There's 2 does out there. So we made the field edge, and we're looking around, and he's scanning, because they can use infrared for scanning. They use that during the daytime and everything. It's actually really sick. Kind of wish we could use that here in America, because it's a slick tool. They just use handheld thermals, and they're looking, scanning, and seeing some does out there. And I'm looking around. It's getting dark. It's getting pretty close to dark. Like, it's getting light is fading fast. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, we're going to come out here tomorrow and hopefully get this big buck. And we're looking around. And I seen something coming out of the woods in this field. I'm looking. I'm like, tap Quentin. I'm like pointing. I'm like, but is it deer? He's looking. He's like, he scans with his thermal. He's like, yeah, it's a deer. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm like, is it the big buck? He's like, I don't know. Because you can't tell antlers with thermals. So he's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay. He's looking through his binos. I'm looking through the scope. I'm like, I see antlers. He's like, he looks at me. He's like, yeah. I'm like, he's like, big? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell. He's like pretty far away still. But the deer is moving towards us. As he gets closer and closer and closer, I'm looking. I'm like, definitely antlers. Definitely looks thick. Like, because he's head on. And with roe deer, it's hard to tell. But he looked thicker, antlered. So I'm looking at him. And I'm like, he asked me, he's like, is it the big one? I'm like, I don't know. And then he turns, and right when he turns, I'm like, I think so. And he's like, shoot. I'm like, okay. Now I get on this deer, and fucking squeeze it off. And I hear it hit, and I see him, the deer, he like jumps up in the air, he's like, oh, and like jumps down and runs. I'm like, well, I know I hit him. But then immediately after I hit him, after I squeezed the shot off, I'm like, I felt good, looked good, literally last light. And I'm like, but then like doubt starts creeping in your head. And I'm like, I just had this happen. I'm like, is the gun still on? I don't know. Like, it was a good shot. I don't really know anymore. Like, I would have been super confident if that whole debacle didn't just happen a little bit ago. And we get down there and we're looking, no blood. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, doubt's creeping in my head. We're looking around. He's scanning with his thermal. I hear him clicking, not seeing anything. I'm like, oh, there's a thick sunflower patch that he ran into. I'm like, this is going to be a bitch to track. We're looking for blood, no blood. And we're looking around, and Quentin's just like, huh, there he is. He points. I'm like, look over. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, awesome. He made it like
not very far.
10 yards, maybe. Just barely inside the sunflowers. Look at him. Like, yep, it's the big one. So I got the big buck.
And he was big, too. And it was, again, one of those things where, you know, when we get there and you first are looking around, you don't know what's big and what's not. It's like they're all small looking. But then once, like, you got that one, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I could tell this is big. Like, the antlers, you know, they stand up a lot taller. And one thing that Nicholas, when you got your first one, too, what he was explaining to us, he said they're all so unique. They're all so different. And they really are. Their antlers are just, they're all very different.
They're like small whitetails. Like really small whitetails. Like whitetails are the same way. Like they're all so unique and different in their own way. And he was explaining to me the age. So my first one that I shot was, like Nicholas was thinking, he's like probably like a 3-year-old. Like good deer, you know?
Yeah.
But he's telling me like the bases will be up higher on the head and they'll have fur up to the base. And that's how you know it's like not like a super mature buck. But like, you know, the one I shot was probably like a 3-year-old, like a good buck. And then the next two I shot, the 5-point and that last one, like I could tell like the bases got closer to the skull. And the last one I shot, the bases were all the way down to the skull. Like, so he's definitely a mature old buck.
Yeah.
And Quentin didn't even know about that buck because he wouldn't have known about it unless we were bow hunting. That's what's cool about that. So it was like a surprise.
Still, it was
big
a gun
old
hunt,
buck,
yeah.
And then turned into a gun hunt, but whatever. But it's just really cool. It's just a really cool, special moment and time. And like Quentin and I got like pretty close without being able to talk very much. And it was just
unique.
Really good time. It was really, really fun. And I would highly recommend anyone that wants to hunt in France, go do it.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's so beautiful, too. And it was, you know, very relaxed hunting, too, I would say, for the most part, too. And it's just the beautiful scenery and everything. And yeah, with like the language barrier even. So we go back that night. And I want to see the videos that I took, too, because, well, the last one, the big one, I couldn't see anything. It was too dark. You couldn't see with the camera. I couldn't even see what you were looking at. But he wanted to also see the sunflower one with your recurve. And so he comes over with one of the other guides. And, you know, they're like, do you have video? I'm like, yeah, let me pull it up. And so here we all are all huddled. Like you, Kurt, the two guides, we're all huddled around the laptop. And again, this huge language barrier, but here we were all watching it at the same time and like, oh, like all the same, you just kind of understand without being able to speak the same language.
Yeah.
You could tell like he's telling the other guy like how cool it was. Yeah, he missed, but like look at this, like look how close we were, and maybe talked a little shit in there. We wouldn't know if he did. But yeah, it was such a fun hunting experience.
And that's what's fun about videoing. Even if you don't plan on putting it on YouTube or anything like that, I would recommend like people like if you can like video your hunts because like record your hunts because it is so much fun to be able to like look back and like see that stuff and share it with other people and like go back to camp and be like look at this, look at that, look at that. You know, like this is what we did. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, because telling stories is always fun. And then sometimes it just, when you can then show the video after you tell the story, and then like, you know, they can put a picture, an image to the story and everything like that. So
just adds a different layer to the whole thing. It's awesome.
It was so amazing. Wonderful hunt. One of the, like, it wasn't taxing by any means.
Well, I mean, like the thing is, it wasn't a backcountry elk hunt.
No.
It wasn't like that, but it was action packed. Like you were moving, you're moving constantly. You're constantly moving around, doing stuff like that.
Lots of rolling hills. Like the land there is so beautiful. And yeah, I mean, your heart rate definitely gets up at some times. Like jumped over some ditches, like little stuff like that, running and gunning a little, but like for the most part,
it wasn't like a hard.
I felt like it was easy and relaxed and fun and had its moments where it was like, whew, okay, but it was just fun. It really was.
It was just fun. It was a really good time. Like it's really fun because it's like and then you can go sightsee. If you do go to France and hunt roe deer, definitely leave a little extra time on the front and back to go sightsee a little bit. That was amazing. That added a whole new layer to it. It's just a good, well-rounded trip.
Yeah.
We got to go sightsee and see a bunch of cool things together as like a vacation. Then we got to hunt.
Yeah.
And then we got to vacation again.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome. Like, I don't know. Like, this is what's so cool about like this hunting thing and like this community and the podcast and like working with WCB and stuff like that. It's like, it adds a whole different, like, we're going to places that we've never been to. And that's what I love about this podcast because I get to share that stuff with you guys listening because you don't, like, roe deer wasn't on my radar. I didn't even know what roe deer really were. I kind of knew what they were because I played this game called Hunter the Calling. And it was like, it took place in like Europe. And so I hunted roe deer on this video game a little bit. But I didn't really know what they were.
Right.
You know?
I didn't even know they hunted in France. When you first brought it up, I'm like, what the hell is there to hunt in France?
Fucking roe deer, small whitetails. And you're like, hell yeah, that sounds cool.
Real quick, Cathy cooked roe deer for us twice. Oh my gosh.
That was awesome.
We came home one day and it was, still, I think it was before noon. And so roast is like my favorite meal. One of my favorite meals. And I walk in and I'm like, I smell roast. I can smell it cooking low and slow. I know it's roast. And come to find out, she cooked a roe deer roast all day. And it was the best.
It was spectacular.
It was amazing. It was so freaking good. And then
was it the meal all the girls missed because they were sightseeing?
Yes.
Nice. They missed the best meal.
And that dessert was really good that night, too.
Yeah, it was.
She made us like a 3-course meal every night. We'd have an appetizer, we'd have our main course, and then she always had desserts. And let me tell you, Leah, though I thought of you every night with those desserts, Leah Chandler, because that's how her and I were in South Africa. But the desserts, remember the night she made that homemade chocolate dish?
Oh, yeah.
She like made cake and then like
blended it
food
up.
Processed it into and added stuff to it to be like
icing.
No, it was more like a mousse pudding icing mix.
It was the cake. She baked the cake and then added the icing into the processor and made it turned into like a mousse cake.
It was because she's like, and for tonight, chocolate. And she didn't speak very good English either. Her and I had a hoot. I loved her.
She spoke terrible English.
Yeah.
But better than Quentin.
Yes. We'd try and go back and forth a little. I'd stop in the kitchen. I'd talk with her. And
Nicholas spoke good English, though.
yes, his was definitely the best. Yeah, it was so much fun.
It was awesome. It was a good time. It was fun.
It was over kind of quick, like the hunt and everything like that. And then
we did go out the last day morning.
Oh, yeah.
Just for fox and
beaver rat. I don't know what
Nutria.
Utria?
Nutria, I think is what the
ugly fuckers.
Yeah, just they're literally it's a
Big
beaver mixed with muskrat.
It's got a long tail. They caught one in a trap and brought it back to camp one night on like the other side, and we were like, we want to go see it. They're like, oh, so they took us over. That thing was
nasty.
It was the teeth on it.
I wanted to get a fucking beaver rat Euro mount so bad.
Oh,
I've been sick because they have the yellow teeth and the bleach white skull. That would look sick.
Yeah, they were nasty little suckers. So yeah, we did go out the next morning, and then we didn't get anything, and it was just kind of fun. And then went back for lunch, and then by that point, everybody was done. So we didn't go out that evening. We kind of had a camp.
Well, everyone was done because the hunting was so good.
Yeah, oh yeah,
the hunting
that's what
was
I mean.
so good.
Everybody was
they're not like
filled.
done as in like I'm done.
No,
it's like done because they're like I don't know, like so. What the fuck? So I had a hair in my mouth. Greg shot the deer he wanted to shoot. Damn, what's Jordan's dad's name? Chris. Damn, I'm sorry, Chris. I forgot.
I didn't know if we want to tell.
He doesn't listen to this. He doesn't listen to this podcast anyways. Why not? Like, we're not gonna say like I don't know everything that went into that hunt, but we might have him on. I don't know. I want to have him on the podcast really bad.
He's such a good storyteller.
I want to have him on the podcast really bad because for one, he shot all of his deer with a gun too. Nice. But he fucking shot 10 deer.
10.
So he was done.
He's
like, I don't care. I'm only gonna be here for it's my only time I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna have fun. And he shot 10 fucking deer, and then Kurt shot 3.
Yes.
Eric shot 1, and I shot 3.
Yep. So yeah, at that point, it was like
we were fulfilled.
And Nicholas too. He's like, does anybody want to go out to? We're like, no, we're all good staying at camp. Okay. And that was so nice too because then the guides came and Nicholas stayed, and we were out on the French porch in the beautiful French weather and having beer, and I had a lot of wine, and the wine there is amazing. And it was just a really good night at camp.
It was great.
Jordan made a homemade fishing pole. I've got some really good videos of that. And it's so funny because like
he wasn't even drunk. That's the funniest thing about it.
No.
This is a sober Jordan.
Stone cold sober. We're buzzed having a good time laughing at him. But so right across from the house is another house, and I called him Grand Pier because there was this little old man that lived over there, and he would come over to the house during the day, and he spoke no English,
Zero.
not a lick.
Worse than Quentin.
Yes, like it was just we'd walk by and kind of wave and laugh and whatever. But I had asked Nicholas, and he's like, "Oh, that's Ketty's mom or dad." I was like, "Oh," and he would have this little. His like main living area was on the second story, and he'd open his shutters, and there's no screens in the windows there, and he'd literally put his basket down, and they'd go put his baguettes in the basket and his newspaper, and he'd reel it up. And so I'd always say, "Oh, Grand Pierre's out there," because that's grandpa in French. But dang, I had a point to this. Oh, so underneath his house, there's like a creek.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
And so we're on one side of it, and Jordan gets this wild idea that he wants to fish in it. Because we did see fish on the one side, on the left side. Like, I don't know, bigger minnow looking fish.
Yeah, like big minnows, yeah.
So we're up by the pool. We're walking around the grounds this whole time. He's like sharpening this thing he found. And then he finds some twine and a stick. He makes a full fishing pole. And so he starts on the one side, and we're all cheering him on. And then we talk him into either he wants to, or we talk him into going on the other side.
We talked him into it.
Yeah.
We told him there's big carp over there.
And he goes over, and it's like a really sketchy hill, and it's nasty water. And if he fell in, that'd be terrible. And so we're all getting a hoot out of it. And like 5 minutes goes by, and I look at Nicholas. I was like, and I'm filming it. I was like, is there anything in here you can catch? He's like, no. And we all start laughing.
He said there are big carp in there sometimes.
Not on that side.
No, but on the other side.
Yes. He's like, this side you can't catch.
No.
There is nothing
It's
to catch.
murky fucking
It's
like
gross.
water. Just is pretty stagnant. The other side it was actually like kind of moving a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it went through, but yeah, the other side was really
Because
stagnant.
it went underneath Grand Pierre's house.
Yeah.
So
it was funny. Like Nicholas was like, if you catch a fish, I'll give you a roe deer.
yeah, because he knew that.
Yeah, he's not gonna catch a fish.
No.
He's trying to catch him on gummy bears.
Yep.
That's his bait. It was a gummy bear.
Haribo. How do you even say that?
Haribo.
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 Yeah, Haribo.
Whatever brand
French
that is.
Haribos.
Because we had gone to the market one day. I went and got some French ramen for Charlie and some canned fish to bring back for the family. So yeah, the last night at camp, we just all stayed in, had a lot of fun, good laughs. It was a good time.
Then we left the next day.
Yeah, and then that was our last
they
adventure.
They left the next day.
Yep, so everybody packs up.
We all left with them. We got transportation out of camp. We all left, had breakfast and all that good stuff, and then left and went back to the airport.
We go to the train
Had nice
station.
vans, took us all the way to the airport, said goodbye to the WCB boys. See you later, guys. Safe travels. We
How's that Four Loko
schmoozed.
sitting?
It's
You're burping a lot.
making burp. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
We asked the van driver to take us to the
Train station. So we
he
didn't have
takes
to
us
take a
over
bus.
there. Yeah. We're already loaded up. Takes us there. We pay him 50 euros, whatever.
It was expensive. It was a Mercedes van.
Yeah, whatever. So he takes us to the train station, and then we hop on a train and head to Paris.
Yep. So that's the one. I was trying to think. So we're in our seats. We get up there and everything. And the way the train is it makes a couple stops along the ways, like through Bordeaux and some other major cities in France. And they come, all of a sudden, we get done at a stop, and this couple comes up, or this man couple.
A man couple?
I don't remember. Was it a man or was it a couple? Was it two people or one? Doesn't matter.
What are you talking about?
Comes up and says, "Excuse me, you're in my seats."
After we're in the train already for
and
a while.
we look at him.
Real quick, we're on the train for a while.
We're nested.
2 hours.
We've been napping. We full nested.
This was after Bordeaux.
I did
so
some
it's
editing.
2
Like
hours.
we're in these seats. Our bags, our stuff's all out. Our chargers are plugged in.
So mind you, we figured out the train on the way there, no problem. On the way back, we're like, Paris.
Yeah.
Jumped on the first train that said Paris on it, assuming that one train was heading to Paris. So we hopped on it, found our seats.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
Because our seats were like, I don't know, 12 something.
11 and 12.
Yeah. So we get on, we find 11, 12, we sit down. We're on it for a couple hours. Because again, it's a 5-hour train ride. And I didn't want to argue with him. Of course, he was being very nice. But I pull up my tickets.
Well, he was asking, he's like, these are our seats. And you're like, no, these are our seats. And he's like, 11, 12? I'm like, yeah, 11, 12. That's where we're sitting. Those are our seats. And he shows you his ticket.
And then you
show him yours.
He's like,
he's like, wrong train.
Wrong car.
Wrong car.
Yeah. So we were in car.
Train. No, wrong train. Each car. So trains are busted up. Like train is the whole thing. Car is the individual segments of that train.
Yeah, we stayed on the same
No, we had to move to a different train that was following us. 2 trains. Well, we found out 2 trains heading to Paris, following each other.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry. We weren't on the wrong destination or anything.
No.
So he's like, you guys are in cart 12. This is cart 1. We're like, well, what the fuck do we do now? And I'm like, I feel bad. So I want these people to be in the seats. So we pack everything up.
We hop behind us a couple seats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what happens. We hop behind. They get in their seats. There's a couple open ones. You go to find the train master or whoever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this blind man comes up. And can we pause?
Mind you, France has a lot of blind people.
There are so many blind
Why are there so
people.
many goddamn blind people in
We gotta
France?
look into that. No, seriously, I feel like every day we saw a blind person.
First of all, in America, I've lived in America for 34 fucking years. I've never seen a blind person with a stick.
We saw one
in America.
almost, if we were out in the city, we saw one every day.
Every day.
Yes.
I think I counted. Well, we didn't see any camp,
4?
but in the cities, I counted 4.
That's what I mean.
4 blind people.
4 days.
I counted 2 blind people on the same train, actually.
Yes. So
That's
all of a
nuts.
sudden,
Why
like
are there so many blind people in
this
France?
blind person and his
Dog?
person, his person comes up, and that's their seats. And I'm like, well, shit. And this,
Fuck you guys. You're in
I'm
the wrong
like,
seats. How can you tell? You're blind. You don't know.
Jacob.
Sorry.
They paid for
I'm
those seats.
four locoed out. It's 13.9% alcohol. I'm fucking
So
loco.
I'm like wedged in this seat. The blind man's trying to come into the seats, and he doesn't see that I'm there. And
Obviously.
the lady's talking to me
blind.
about the seats, and I don't think he realized where I was standing. And I'm telling her, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm sorry. I just stood here because I'm like trying to quick explain to her, like, I'm not trying to just hop on a first class train. Like, we really do have tickets.
No habla inglés.
So then I get out and I'm standing in like the hallway of this train with all of our stuff. And then finally I see, and I'm trying to call you. You have my phone. I have yours because mine had the train tickets on it. So I'm trying to call. You're not answering.
I'm ignoring you because
Yeah.
I'm talking to the train master.
I'm standing in the hallway though with all of our bags and I'm like bouncing all around. I'm like, where the fuck? And it's hot in there. I'm like, where is Jacob?
I'm talking to the train master, woman.
So you come back from the train master and basically you found out, well, we got to stand here until the next stop. We need to get off of this with our luggage that we already have loaded up and hop over to the cart we're supposed to be on.
Yep.
And I hated the idea of that because the train stations, when you're hopping on, it's nuts.
Once again, I will tell you this, though. If you guys go to France, it would behoove you, it'd be beneficial to you to get a couple tattoos, maybe work out a little bit, and look, you don't have to look like you're in the military, but look like maybe, and present yourself maybe as if you have been in the military before. Because the train master, talking to him, he asked me if I was a GI as well, asked me if I was in the military. I'm like, yeah, I was. Like, how's everyone assuming?
Well, it's funny.
I shaved my beard in a certain way so I wouldn't look as like veteran-y. And Chris had made me look more veteran-y. I'm like, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, we're at camp. We're telling people, we're like, everybody keeps asking Jacob's arm, and everybody's like, well, yeah.
I don't even know. Like, if I wasn't in the military, I'd still have the same body. So, but anyways, I was talking to the train master, and he's like, asking if I was in the army and stuff, or the military. I'm like, yeah, I was, American military or whatever. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. He's starting to write this stuff down on this piece of paper. He's like, take this, when you get to the next train, take this to the bistro, and you can get, it's for free drinks. I'm like, really? I'm like, you're rewarding me for getting on the wrong train? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Jacob
I was
comes
like,
back
thank you
with
so
that.
much. I really appreciate that. So he gave me 2 free drink tickets for the next train when we get on it.
Yeah, so
badass.
Jacob
Thanks,
comes back and he's like, okay, we're on the wrong car. We just have to wait till the next stop. We'll stand here till then. And we have free drinks. I was like, cool. And
15 minutes.
Yeah. And it's very, very hectic when you're getting on and off at stops. Everybody lines up on the stairs.
Well,
Jacob almost died. I almost cried.
Not.
Well,
I fell a little bit.
on the stairs, he was holding both our big luggages balanced, and there was a lady down there, and then the train like halted, stopped, and then I see Jacob like go forward, and it made my heart
calmed
hurt.
myself.
He did, thank God. But it was scary for a second. And then we hop off and we run to the next car and we find where we're supposed to be and we ride the rest of the way to Paris. So back up just a little. So we talked about how Toulouse was great and wonderful, and like we walked everywhere. We never took an Uber. Everything was fine. We walked home after the bar. We drank a good amount there.
Yeah.
Like nobody bothered us. Everything was peaceful and calm. And I think we got a little comfy. So then we go to Paris.
Maybe a little bit complacent.
You can tell the Paris story.
So we get to Paris, we get off the train. We're in the train station. There's only one way out. And our hotel is directly behind us.
It's the
Like, not
tallest
that
hotel
far.
in Paris.
Yeah, it's not that far away, but it's directly behind us.
So
So
we
I'm
can see it.
on Google Maps. I'm like, man, it's right behind us. This is really convenient as well. Good job, Ashley. This is great. But Google Maps wants us to go down, all the way down, turn a block, and then all the way back down. And I'm like, it's going to be like a 15-minute walk, or we can cut a little bit and see what happens. So we tried cutting. Ended up like, we'd cut a little bit, then it'd be a building. And we're like, what the fuck?
The roads aren't normal there.
No, it's not normal at all.
They're not.
It's not America.
No, they're very.
America.
We're not stupid. They're very not normal.
They're very abnormal roads, and there's little courtyards and these weird things. It's just like, what the fuck? I feel like I should just be able to cut straight across. No big deal. Hit a building, so we turn. We go up this little walkway, get in this other spot, and there's like buildings everywhere. I don't know if it's a office building or what it was, but we're we ended up higher than the fucking ground. We're on this skywalk thing, and we're walking down. There's this ramp that came down next to this building. Very gradual ramp. And there's a homeless man with his tent and his whole setup on this fucking walkway. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, Ashley, you should video this. So then she starts like fumbling on her fanny pack. Then she like
decides not to.
So she zips it back up and she just keeps walking. And I'm like, I'm gonna grab my phone and look at directions. I get on directions. I'm like, and I see her like put her phone back away. So I'm like, I'll just record then. So I go, I'm looking at directions. I have directions pulled up, and right when I'm like about to like change it over to record, this fucking homeless bastard jumps up and he's like, "You video me! You video me! You video me!" I'm like, "What? No, I'm looking at directions." And I show my phone for like a split second. Then he gets way too close. I lock it and put it back in my pocket, and he's just like freaking the fuck out. Yelling, just constantly yelling. I don't even know what he was saying outside of "you video me" is all he was really saying. He wasn't saying like delete the video, show me that you delete the video. Like there's no video to delete. If he was of rational mind, I could have explained that to him. But he was like just constantly said the same shit over and over. I'm like, dude, I want to fucking video, and I was getting directions saying, "You video me, you video me."
And real quick, this guy was cracked out.
Definitely.
And it wasn't, he was like from the rip. He like closes the distance with you. Mm-hmm. He is like ready. You can tell.
Elevated.
Like, yes.
To 100.
Yeah. He didn't just like, it didn't look like he just wanted to yell. He wanted to do something about his anger. And
I was about to, so this whole time was going on. Ashley was like 10 yards ahead of me, maybe.
Yes, maybe. I was a little bit ahead. And
a little bit ahead. Not
we both have our luggage.
Yes.
Because we just got off the train. So we both have our big rolly luggage and then like backpacks on. And the big thing with the people there is you don't want to steal your phones. And so like it was good. Jacob put his phone away because I'm like, this fucker's going to just take his phone and take off running.
That's what I put in my pocket.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there like talking, like trying to explain to him like, I'm not videoing, just trying to get directions. I wanted a video.
Back the fuck off.
I wanted to video him. But he didn't let me get that far. And then and I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay. So I have my phone in my pocket. He's freaking out. Ashley's trudging her way back to me, and she's like gets up next to me. She just starts screaming like,
well,
hey,
his foot's in front of the luggage.
So Ashley starts yelling like, hey at him, like knock it off, like whatever the fuck. And I'm just like sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, I stopped talking to him because I'm like, now I'm in like defensive mode where I'm like, what am I gonna do if this turns violent? And I'm like, do I fucking punch him? What do I do? I'm like, there's a short wall next to us that my back is up against. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what I need to do is I'm going to have to grab this fucker by the collar and hip toss him overboard. I'm going to have to throw this homeless man overboard, over the wall, get him out of our face so we can figure out what to do next. And I didn't think it was that far down. So I'm like, I'll hip toss him off this wall, get him out of our way, and we'll figure it out from there. And Ashley starts yelling at him. I'm thinking all these plans. I'm just like, how am I going to not kill this dude, but like get him out of our dispatch this man somehow, kill him or subdue him or some way. But I'm thinking, okay, if he has a knife and stabs me with a dirty knife, now I have AIDS. Mm-hmm. That's not good. If I don't die, I have AIDS. And I'm like, if I punch him and he doesn't go out, then he grabs a knife and he stabs me. Now I have AIDS or I'm dead. Or I grab him by the collar really fast, throw him overboard, call her a night, and then we figure it out from there and deal with the French police on either assault or I guess maybe murder. After realizing how far down it was, maybe murder. But I'm like, that's the safest bet. That's rule number one in my head: stay alive, deal with the repercussions later. And thank God it didn't come to that. Thank God it didn't. Because I could have beat the shit out of a homeless man. I could have thrown him overboard. I could have fucking done all sorts. He's not that much. He's not that big. He's much smaller.
He was cracked out though.
He's cracked out.
And those people don't lose strength.
Yeah. No, but I could have killed him. No problem.
No, I know that.
But no. So I'm saying, I didn't want to because no one wants to do that.
Correct.
So thank God that didn't come to that because Ashley came up and started freaking out and screaming very high pitched, which is not a bad thing.
I was not high pitched.
Yes, you were.
No.
Okay,
I could recreate it.
Do it.
No, I don't want to.
Do it.
It was very long, like,
hey!
Yes.
Hey! Hey! You're like, hey! Then she cocked back at this dude. And honestly, like,
I was going to punch her right in the throat.
Maybe I should have done that, like, right from the rip, just cocked back at him. Because when you cocked back at him, he let his foot go. And I'm just like, push into Ashton, like, go, go, go. And we just left. And we just hightailed it out of there.
And it was so funny because at that point, yeah, he does back off and he kind of goes back to his chair. He's still yelling, but like not near as elevated.
He's just like, fuck you guys. Fuck you. Get out of here.
He's making the circle much bigger. He's kind of going back to his area. And here's the funny part is that we come up and like, we're both like, what the fuck? But we're not saying anything. We know we both know to go.
We just look at each other like,
go. And so we get to these stairs and, you know, prior to we're like taking our luggage down appropriately stairs. Fuck no, we're like, tong, tong, tong. All our luggage is going down and we're just fucking going. But like my perspective from it all is, so you say like, we're walking in a line because we both get close to the rail because we see we're coming up on him. And you say
homeless encampment.
Yeah. And you say that to me and I think about it because at this point, you know, we're not super close to him. I think about it for a second. And a part of me was like, no, because I didn't want him to see me.
Yeah.
Because he was the only one. And okay, everybody, we're alone on this.
Alone.
Yeah, there's nobody. There's nobody else up here. There's no like business storefront or anything like that. We should have been up there.
If there was, there's shut down.
Yeah,
they're closed for the day.
Yeah, so I just like I don't even get it out of my because I had my phone in my fanny pack. I don't even get it out and I zip it back up and I'm like I've got the luggage. Like I don't even care. Like nah. And so and I had a feeling you were gonna because I felt you back off like a couple steps. I felt the distance between you and I grow a little more. And so, yeah, we're going through and then all of a sudden, and I see him like before I'm linear with him, I see him eyeing me and I'm just assuming that he's going to come start talking to us, begging, come try and take something. I already had that in my head. So I do not even glance his way, but I see him in my peripherals eyeing me down as we walk. And then I see his head turn and just snap to you. And yeah, that's when he bolts out of the chair and I give Jacob all the props. The patience he had with that disgusting man screaming at him. And that was the thing. He spoke pretty well English.
Well, he said, you video me.
Yeah. And he wasn't really saying anything in French that we didn't understand. No. He just kept saying that over and over. He wasn't asking for anything. He was cracked out of his mind. And yeah, like, This all happened in under a minute.
Yeah.
But I'm standing off and I'm kind of, you know, letting Jacob handle it or whatever. And I think I say something to you, like put it like, cause your phone, cause you had it kind of like, no, I'm not.
I put it in my pocket and I did pull it back out a second time to like show him real quick. Like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah.
I think I was like, Jacob, like just like, cause I didn't want him to take his phone cause we had a lot of videos on there too that I hadn't exported. That was like, I'm thinking of that too.
Well, if you would have taken my phone, then it would have been game on. I would have thrown him overboard. But
so yeah, then I see him, and then I think is like he's gonna fucking stab him. He's gonna fucking pull out a knife and he's gonna stab him right now.
I was watching.
So yeah,
I stopped watching him. I started watching his hands. And I could see his hands. I'm like, if he puts his hand somewhere where I can't see him, I'm going to throw him overboard.
Yeah.
So, but he didn't. He kept him up in the air like this the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, he's just talking with his hands. But I'm watching his hands because that's one thing. Like, I was in Afghanistan for a year. It's like you can kind of tell when people are going to do something violent as opposed to not. It's like I don't know. In a third world country, you're there. There's so much shit going on, so you have to like kind of block out the noise and focus on what's important. And it's hard to do, but like after, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but it's like I was able to just block out a lot of what was going on and just stay focused on like his hands. I'm like, okay, if his hands disappear and go somewhere where I can't see him, then I'm gonna have to do something. Yeah. And I was just in that mode where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let him do his thing, but I'm still trying to stay cognizant of what's going on while also like watching. This is so much was going on. It's just crazy.
So then after just like a couple seconds, like I'm like, okay, this is escalating. He's literally blocking Jacob and the luggage. So I know I'm like, well, something's gonna happen. Jacob's not just gonna stand there. Like Jacob's either gonna lay him out, or he's gonna push through, or so.
But I didn't want to escalate either.
No, and you didn't, and you were great.
So.
And so that's when I just start creeping up a little, and then I see him just kind of start flailing more and more, and I don't know. I didn't have anything to say other than I was trying to get his attention. So I was like, hey!
He was straight up ignoring you.
Yeah, and then I get up real close to both of you, and we're all just there, and then he like takes a little step to like the side.
Yeah.
And that's when I cocked back because my plan was I was going to punch him as hard as I could in the throat. I don't know why, but that was what I drew back for. I was like, I'm just going to punch him right in the esophagus as hard as I fucking can. But then, then we just went.
Well, after you got his foot out of the way of the luggage, I'm like, let's just go.
Oh.
And if he starts chasing us, then we'll have a different avenue of approach, I guess.
So,
but then he immediately, after we started walking away, he just went and sat back down.
Yeah. He never asked for anything. He didn't want money. So then we go down those stairs, and then I look to our right, and I see people started coming out because they heard because, I mean, this was a lot of yelling. This wasn't like it was scary. It was very scary. We're in France. You know, there is no, like, our typical 911 to call. Like, you don't have that comfort of familiar, like, familiar emergency services. You don't have that.
I will say, if this was America, he would have been toasted.
Yes.
But I didn't feel comfortable toasting a dude in France.
So then we get down to the bottom of the stairs, and Jake, and like, we're both like, oh, and I realize, I'm like, damn, I'm pretty shook up right now. And then Jacob tells me, he's like, I was just going to fucking throw him overboard. And I don't take Jacob seriously. And then I realize, I'm like, that was your plan?
Yeah, you looked at me like aghast, like I thought you were gonna divorce me because you're like so appalled at that was my first time. I'm like, what? That makes the most sense. Like I was gonna throw him over this wall, get him out of our face, so nothing bad happens to us. And you're just like, you're gonna kill him?
I get it.
I'm like, no, I wasn't gonna intentionally kill him. If he died, he died. I'm like Dolph Lundgren in Rocky. I'm like, if he dies, he dies.
I get it.
My plan is to get him away from us.
And I totally get that.
And
it's just, I was so shocked because I figured you would just fucking lay him out.
Like,
Lights out real quick.
99% chance I lay him out, sure. But there's that 1% chance I don't lay him out.
Yes.
Then I get stabbed in the fucking chest like Steve Irwin and I die. I don't want that to happen either.
This Four Locos doing wild things to your...
I don't want any of that stuff to happen.
No. So that all happens. We make it to our hotel. We get in there. We're kind of like, fuck Paris. Like we already were very, we knew we were going to have, we planned to have limited time there because we knew it wasn't, we've read all the things. We know the things.
And we landed in Paris. So we had a taste of it.
Yes.
And we're like, kind of a dirty, nasty city.
It's a bit, it's Denver.
Or Chicago.
You know, yeah.
It actually reminded me more of Chicago.
It's just a big city. So we get to the hotel
dirty,
and
nasty,
we're literally
trashy.
like, what the fuck? Like we can't walk anywhere and we're kind of just disgruntled because we just came from Toulouse and walked and did everything there and made friends. The only friend we fucking made was this homeless guy that probably wanted to stab us.
Yeah, I will say, like we made 0 friends in Paris.
None.
We went somewhere. We went to other places. We did go to other places. No one was even half as nice as in Toulouse.
The south of France trumped it. So we actually have supper in the hotel that night because we just don't want to leave the hotel. We're like, fuck. Like, do we even want to stay here? We're just kind of, trying to gather. Like, what are we even going to see? So then the next day we pull our britches back on and we go out and we go see the things. We go see Notre Dame and the Eiffel Tower and a couple churches. And don't get us wrong. Beautiful. I'm so happy. Notre Dame, we didn't even go in it because the tourists there are insane. We would have probably waited hours to get in.
We wanted to go in, but it is a long line.
Yeah. The queue for it is like crazy.
Well, and a little history on Notre Dame. Like, so Notre Dame was a big, giant church, and then the French Revolution happened, and they destroyed it. Basically, they didn't like destroy it completely, but they destroyed it enough to damage it quite badly. And then the book, the Hunchback of Notre Dame came out. About, everyone knows the story. Hunchback living in Notre Dame, which is a rundown church, and he lives there. And then France was like, man, this book really took off and garnered a lot of attention. we should fix Notre Dame. So they fixed Notre Dame. And then there's a giant fire, like a few years ago.
2019.
2019, a few years ago. Giant fire. Then Macron's like, we need to fix it. So they started renovating it. And they renovated enough of it where you could go in, but you can't see the whole cathedral. Just the entrance, basically. Because the rest of it's still under renovation from the fire. So we're like weighing that out. We're like, do we want to go see it and wait in this long ass line just to walk in the entrance?
Yeah.
Or do we just not?
And the outside was
Beautiful.
absolutely breathtaking. It truly, truly was. It was massive. It was an experience. The Eiffel Tower, really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Cooler than I thought it was going to be. I didn't have like this like die hard, like, oh, I need to see the Eiffel Tower. Like, it'd be cool. We're going to be in France. I'd like to see it.
It is cool.
Yes. And we went there. We're like, holy shit. Okay. This thing's really fucking big.
It's a big metal tower.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool.
The tourists are crazy. The way there, like the street gambling, everybody's selling this stuff, the crowds. It's not something we like to be in for long periods of time.
Right.
So we kind of got in, saw it, got out.
I will say, it's not half as cool as the cathedrals.
No.
Not even half as cool.
No. We did find one or two other churches that I asked ChatGPT, like, what are the underrated places to go in Paris? And a couple we went to, they weren't
Pantheon.
Oh,
badass.
Pantheon, though.
That was sick.
Yeah, that place is pretty fucking... They have a crypt in the basement. An active crypt. There's still people being buried in it. That place was like... It has the
gnarly
clock from some scientist in Napoleon that's strung from this like 100-foot fucking ceiling. That's the spherical thing that goes off the motion of the earth. And it told the right time. And it was literally built hundreds of years ago.
As a science experiment.
It was so fucking cool. Pantheon.
It was fucking cool.
Yeah, we could have spent all day there. Like, I think we spent
For
2
sure.
hours, and it was like we rushed through
Yeah,
it.
it was all this art.
Massive.
The walls, the outside walls, the outskirts, the inside walls on the outside of... I'm drunk. Does that make sense?
So...
The outer walls and the inside of the Pantheon lined with all this art.
All the walls were lined with art.
But not all the interior walls weren't lined with art.
There wasn't really. Those were just pillars.
True. Okay, so the inside walls.
Massive,
lined with
massive art pieces.
Yeah, like you're talking like Joan of Arc on one side and like St. Denis on one. Like, just so much history in that building.
And they all
Really
told a
fun.
story.
Really
All the
cool.
paintings told a
Yeah,
story.
stories. I was Google translating all of them.
And then you realize halfway through you're reading it backwards. The story backwards. Remember?
Yeah.
Because you read about how this
I
girl
did.
got beheaded, and then we kept going down. It was when she first came.
Like, oh shit, I should start over here.
So yeah, we went and we saw. We had a day we spent, and it was beautiful. There was a lot of crowds. It was very dirty. There was a lot of homeless people. You had to ignore a lot of people. Tell a lot of people no, get away from me. Stuff like that. So yeah, the south of France completely trumped like Paris. But it was. I'm still so grateful, and it was beautiful, and we did find some really incredible places. And yeah, we didn't make any friends there. We did. I wouldn't even ask anybody to take a picture for us because that was like a huge. You could
You
tell.
has one lady with plump lips.
Well, I was just gonna say.
Oh, sorry.
You and your Four Loko just hang out. So yeah, like all these places, you can just tell. You can't ask anybody to take a picture. You can't set your phone up, or anything like that. But there is a couple places on the one side of the Eiffel Tower that we went. There was no crowds, and it was really cool. And yeah, so we're walking on this long grass area. There's like nobody there. And there was a lady, and she was very bougie. She had her Louis Vuitton bag. She had a Gucci belt on. She had big lips. She was full of Botox. Very pretty. And I'm like, she's not going to steal my phone. And so I go and ask, I'm like, would you
Why'd
please?
you think that?
Because I can tell she can afford her own.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So I go up and I'm like, try not to bother anybody because I'm sure everybody wants pictures taken. I'm like, would you mind? I wanted a picture of us that wasn't a selfie with the Eiffel Tower. And she goes full photo shoot mode. She took, I think, like 24 photos for us.
She probably had 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, for
Just by
sure.
how she takes pictures.
For sure. And
She took good pictures.
So she was very nice. And yeah. we had the whole reason we stayed at the hotel we stayed at. It's the highest hotel in all of Paris, and they have a rooftop bar. I was like, everybody at camp knows I wouldn't shut up about it once I find it, because I didn't book it till like 2 days before we had to go there. And I'm like, oh, it's got this rooftop bar. Everybody's like, yeah, you keep saying that. It's going to be awesome. I'm like, I know. I'm just really excited. I love outdoor anything, and then rooftop. And then the rooftop, you can see the Eiffel Tower too. Mm-hmm. Well, then we find out that this rooftop bar is actually a famous rooftop bar in Paris, and it's open to the public. It's not just for guests. And you have to make reservations. It's $25 per person to get in. Mm-hmm. And you have to spend a minimum of $50 on drinks. And so by the time we got all done with all of our Paris walking, and we also, another thing to note, we Ubered a lot in Paris because the walking was like
farther
crowded and stressful, and the people and the dirtiness.
Well, it's like, okay, to get to the Pantheon, to this other cathedral, it's a 25-minute walk or a 10-minute Uber. It's like, we didn't have that much time.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make it use of our time, so we Ubered.
Yeah, we did quite a bit.
And fuck walking in Paris.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. It was stressful. You had to be all worried about your stuff. So yeah, I think
that's pretty much about it.
We got macaroons, brought them home for the fam.
Yeah, macarons.
Went to the famous macaroon place.
Macaron,
whatever. Carrot.
Macaron.
There we go.
Yeah, carrot.
Overall, so grateful. Such a wonderful trip. It's so fun because I'm not anybody that traveled in my young year. I didn't see an ocean till Charlie and I saw our first ocean together. I was 24. And so like very little traveling. And then just to go to do these big international trips, and they're just so like South Africa. I said it before. I'm like, it's life-changing travel. It just really changes things. Like it just sounded so dramatic, but it was true for me. And then to go to somewhere so different from South Africa, but have such an equally wonderful experience. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't get enough of this. Like traveling is just like internationally like that, and just the different cultures and the foods and the hospitality and I'm such a sucker for non-tourist places.
Yeah. Hole in the walls, some would say.
Like Paul. We're going to go back to the south of France one day, and we're going to go back to Seven Sisters.
Paul on the wall. Well, you're welcome.
For?
Getting you out. You haven't even seen the ocean before you met me.
It's true.
I'm going to pull a Trump here.
Oh.
Take credit for all this.
Okay.
No, it is fun. It really is. Especially if you're traveling and you want to hunt, and you're a big hunter, and your wife's maybe not a big hunter. France, probably one of the best places. Because like Africa is awesome, it's life changing, and if you don't hunt, if you have say the husband or the wife, one of you guys, let's say someone hunts, go to Africa, bring the other one along, they're gonna have fun. But France, it's like you can really get the best of both worlds, where you can have a great hunt and a great touristy adventure.
I didn't get to hunt because we didn't realize it's not like South Africa. You need the licensing and everything. Yeah. And I was totally fine with that. I didn't plan to hunt. I was just gonna if the opportunity was there.
But Africa is very much like it.
What I was gonna say though is that you should still go out and film the hunt, because the countryside there is just breathtaking. It looks like paintings.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't even look real. Like there's villages, and in those villages there's castles, and they're active castles with moats. And then there's the village church that's like 1,000 years old, and there's still church every Sunday. It's like
you're literally looking at postcards.
Yes. So, like, I can't imagine going and not hunting, like going out with you on those hunts, whether I was filming or not, because it was just so beautiful. So, yeah, both international hunts we've gone on, it's like, well, the very first time in South Africa, I didn't hunt. Life-changing travel. Second time I went, I did get to hunt some. And then went to France, I didn't hunt. Still, it's like, it's just beautiful.
It is. I will say, like, hunting takes you into places that you never would expect to go.
Yeah.
which is awesome because you get to see all the, like when I went and hunted in Idaho with like Justin and stuff. You saw some of the most beautiful country in America, but it's stuff that's so hard to get to and that you're not going to go to unless you're like a granola hiker or a hunter.
Yeah.
You're not going to go there just to like sightsee necessarily.
Right.
And you're just these areas that are just like, oh my gosh, like you're walking around and like, when's the last time someone's even set foot in this spot?
Yeah.
You know, the 1800s? I don't know.
It's just
crazy
beautiful.
stuff. And it's just amazing and beautiful. And like when you go to other countries, like Africa is very much, I guess I could say, that's why it gets a bad rap because like for trophy hunting, I hate that term, trophy hunting. But it is kind of true in the aspect of it's like, it's regulated very privately in Africa. Like the wildlife is very much privately managed. Like it's state managed too to an extent, but it's very much more privately managed. So you can kind of get away with like you hunting there when you don't you don't have a hunting license in America.
Nope. I sure don't.
So you can go to Africa and hunt
Yep.
without technically a hunting license, as long as you have the okay from the landowner to take a certain amount of animals. They don't really care if you're a licensed hunter, technically. But in France, it's like, yeah, I had to send them my American hunting license so they could make me a French hunting license. So, and you don't have an American hunting license, so you couldn't hunt in France because you're not a licensed hunter, technically.
Nope.
So
A fair weather
that's
hunter
the
in South
difference between
Africa,
that.
I
I
guess.
don't know. Like that's like the
Yeah.
thing.
So yeah, that was France. I have so much footage and I wanted to have way more done. I think we have 2 TikToks from it, but like I said, when we first got back, it was crazy. Work started back up again. Had literally the last week, I haven't even had a second to open a laptop or anything like that. So I have time now. This episode will air on Wednesday, and I'm hoping, because it's Friday right now, I've got some open days. So I'm really excited to sit down and figure out how we're going to, because I filmed so much, and I got some really good footage, I think.
We're definitely going to do it differently than the Africa videos we've made so far.
We're not even done with the Africa videos.
We're going to make
I
more.
have so much footage. I just need time to get through it. It's like, sometimes it frustrates me because I have hard drives full of stuff still from Africa and other hunts and other stuff we've done and podcasts. And I want to get podcast clips out, but it is just a matter of time and having that time to sit down. So I'm hoping the calendar is showing that things should start settling down a little bit. School's starting back up, work slowing down a little. I'm really hoping to dive really deep and just bombard the tube and the talk and the gram and the Facebook with all the stuff because we have such good stuff and it's just so fun to share some of those experiences online. And
I will say we have so much content that is uncut that's probably not going to make it on like YouTube and TikTok and all the other social medias that I do really want to put on just like straight up like uncut fun like stuff that didn't make the cut for like YouTube and stuff. And almost like not a blooper reel, but like a director's cut.
Yeah.
We'll say on Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Like all that stuff.
I
want to put all that, like make videos just of all that stuff and put it on Patreon and then like the YouTube stuff and everything else too.
Yeah. Because some of the videos too, like the 2 we put out from the last Africa one, those aren't even like edited. They're cut here and there.
Yeah.
Because I just sincerely didn't have the time and I thought they were just fine the way they're. It's the hunt. That's the animal.
It's got a couple hundred views on each video. That's cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like we just started the YouTube channel not too long ago, so it's like we don't have a whole lot of stuff on there. So it's like it's cool. It's fun.
Some stuff needs just to be uncut and raw. I think it's better that way. And some stuff I need to spend the time because it'll make a really good video. But yeah, I think I have 3 hard drives right now. I'm talking like a terabyte each.
Nice.
So I'm excited to be able to sit down and make some good videos for everybody.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty much it.
Is your Four Loko empty?
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
I like it now.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't even finish my...
I will say halfway through this motherfucker, it got better.
I could tell once it started hitting you.
I'm not... Whatever. I had a few drinks that Friday night out.
2 light beers. Oh, that Four Loko did it. It does its job.
It does its job.
Yeah.
It's fine. Not a big deal. Whatever. Fuck you guys.
Honey, nobody's hating.
All right.